Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to your second live stream of the evening for you guys today. And the shirt has finally been lifted. Romelu Lukaku is officially a Chelsea player. We finally are done with the announcements. We're done with the streams and the previews, trying to just figure out how long it takes for this fucking deal to get across the line. It is done, guys. People, it is over. Romelu Lukaku is officially a Chelsea player. And in the words of the great one, finally, Big Rom has come back home. He is back home. He is back at the Cathedral of Football. Big up everyone that is locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. Fatter, I see you, G. I'll send you over the link in a few minutes. Big up everyone. I love the energy in the comment section. Kevin Fraser saying, look who's back. Guess what is back? The golden boot, bruv, because he's coming to collect that at the end of the season. You already know. Big up yourself, my guy. Alex B as well saying rival teams in the mud. Rival teams are packed right now because we got the one thing that everyone did not want us to get for the last 4 seasons. A bagsman, a clinical number 9. The so-called flat track bully. Guess what? I'm ready for Lukaku to bully all them small teams this season because nobody else does it. You saw it on Wednesday. We struggle against low blocks. Get me the key to unlocking them low blocks, and we have it at the bridge now. I don't know how we took about an eighth of the time it took for us to go round in circles about Erling Haaland on streams for the last 2.5 months. But we're here. We are finally here. Our marquee signing is finally at the bridge. Big up Romelu Lukaku, man. Finally here at the bridge. We're going to get through the announcement video, and we're going to get through the quotes and everything that's been put on chelseafc.com in a few minutes. But big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. Craig, I see you, G. If you want the link, let me know. I'll send it over to you as well, my guy. Daniel as well, you want the link, I'll send it over. Look at the energy, man. Do you know how much everyone has been anticipating this for the last month and a half, man? We've been waiting for a striker to finally get dropped on our feet. And here we are, man. It has finally happened. Big up all you guys. And yes, smash the like and subscribe button. I'm sure everyone's feeling in a generous mood right now. Just hit the like and subscribe button. And let's try and get us a bit closer to 25k, man. Right now, we're further away than the Haaland negotiations was. So I need all you guys if you guys are around. Yes, big up yourself, bro. Donald, I see you as well, man. Literally just DM me. Instagram, not Facebook, Twitter. And we'll send it over. Craig, I'm going to send you over the link too. RSC Anderlecht posted a video on Lukaku wanting to play for Chelsea. They probably posted the 2011 one. His first trip to Stamford Bridge, he was saying, give me a ball here and I will play for hours. And the guy came in with motivation as well. He said he wants to prove everything to the English media, show them exactly who they have been missing and who they've been criticizing for the last 5 years. I can't wait to see a hungry Lukaku at the bridge. We're going to get the rest of the panel in. Tommy says 24-hour live stream. Fam, I do not have the energy for that, but I'll be around. Fata, one sec. Where are you, man? I'll send you the link. Javi, I'll send you the link as well. And get the rest of the panel in, because I know everyone's going to be in a good mood today, and I can't wait for it. Guys, just bear with me for a little second. Ziad, I'll send you the link too. Mohammed's going to pop in late. I'll send him the link. And Craigo. Cool. Guys, 1 second, guys. I'm just sending out the link to a few people. And then we can actually get this party started. I would have got alcohol out, but I can't even drink right now. Last night fucked me over too much. Who is it? Ian, there we go. There you go, Craigo. There's the link, my guy. Right, let's see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Smash the like and subscribe button. Mr. Smith saying, love from Atlanta, Georgia. We know who we are. Damn right, champions of Europe, and we're now about to be 2-time champions of Europe as well. Daniel, I see you. I'll send you over the link too. Where are you? There you are, man. Cool. There's the link. Nice. Right, let's get the Chelsea announcement thing up. I'm just gonna put that up on the screen for you guys. Here we go. Romelu Lukaku comes home, and by the way, that blue shirt looks amazing just next to him before you even figure out how dominant he's going to look in that shirt. Romelu Lukaku is black in Chelsea blue. One of the most prolific strikers in European football. Lukaku has returned to the club he supported as a young boy and where he has unfinished business, having been on our books between 2011 and 2014. It is 10 years. It's nearly a decade since the first time he re-signed, and now he's coming back as a man. He says, I'm happy and blessed to be back at this wonderful club. It has been a long journey for me. I came here as a kid who had a lot to learn. Now I'm coming back with a lot of experience and way more matured. The relationship I've had with this club means so much to me. As you know, I've supported Chelsea as a kid, and now to be back and to try help them win more titles is an amazing feeling. Now, I love that as well. He's only come because it's Chelsea and he knows he has unfinished business at this club. For a guy who is a Chelsea fan through and through, he deserved a better spell at the club. And I'm now glad that in his prime as well, we are giving him the confidence and we're giving him the run out. And he is one of the best strikers in the world as well. He says the way the club is going fits my ambitions perfectly at 28 and just coming off winning Serie A. I think the opportunity comes at the right time and hopefully we can have a lot of success together. Damn fucking right. And at 28 as well, the experience is exactly what we need. We didn't need another young striker. We need experience, someone who could take the other younger players through the tough games. And like we said, someone who can unlock those low blocks as well. Since I left Chelsea, it's been a long journey with a lot of ups and downs. But these experiences made me strong, and the challenge is to try and help the team win some more trophies. I can't wait to get started and to help the club achieve more success. Right, we're going to go through the rest as well, but I feel like I've got a few guys waiting in there. Yes, Craigo, what are you telling me, bro? You all good?
How are we? How are we doing?
Hi, bro. We're in a great mood, man. R9 is back at the bridge, man. Second time of asking and everything. Yeah, we are running with it, man. And I am so fucking gassed. I thought it would have taken until Monday to get this deal across the line. People saying about quarantine and all of that bollocks. And it was never going to be that big of a deal for us. Because like we were talking about this on the earlier stream and we were saying that there's different UK laws for athletes as opposed to just your average person traveling from country to country. So it was never going to be that big of an issue for us.
Yeah, I understand the toughness of getting the deal done, but it's one of those things. I mean, you knew that he was going to be at Stamford Bridge ready for the Palace game. Whether that's just they announce him and they bring him out in front of the crowd, you knew he was going to be there in some capacity. So I wasn't too sure. Yeah, I was going to mention that to you.
Is he actually wearing the number 18?
It's down on the Premier League website as number 18, only because Tammy's number 9. But I'm pretty sure if Tammy goes before the season starts, then.
I can't lie, Tammy needs to dip. Like, I'm not dropping my R9 agenda now. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. What's that? AC Penitentiary and R9 all in one.
Yeah, although I tried doing AC Penitentiary last night and that got packed.
It lasted for about 6 minutes.
Yeah. Fuck's sake, man. Donald, all right, cool. I see your DM, man. What did you DM me on? Was it Twitter or Instagram? I'll figure it out anyway. But yeah, Craigo, first instant thoughts of Romelu Lukaku signing for Chelsea, man. How are you feeling, bro?
We've needed a centre forward. You know, last night's game screamed that we needed a centre forward. Kai Havertz I thought was very good last night. However, everything that he was good at doing was not what you need number 9 to do. It was what you need number 10 to do, finding little pockets of space and really being disruptive. But you need someone to aim for, and that wasn't Pulisic, it wasn't Mount, it wasn't Werner, it wasn't Ziyech when he was on. Obviously, Ziyech got the goal, which was great. But again, that's because he's moved out to the left-hand side, whereas maybe a little bit more natural, kind of in a slightly wider position. Regardless, it's having a big target man. I spoke about it in large chunks last year. You've got to be able to play different ways. And that's where Liverpool struggled last season. They've got one way of playing, one set of players. And when they were kind of getting not coasted by set pieces, but when they lost Van Dijk and they couldn't just rely on defending and winning the odd game 1-0, 2-0, when they went behind, they struggled to break teams down, which is why they dropped down the table. Obviously made up for it at the end, but they still struggled. And this old school, low block as it's now called. It used to be called defending deep when I started watching the game anyway. But
yeah, now just throwing a nice little cheap buzzword.
Nice little name to it. But if Chelsea can deal with this low block, then we've got a great chance of winning games of football. And, it went to a point, Man United, classic example, in the Europa League final. They went behind to Villarreal, and they found Cavani, a proper number 9, a proper centre forward in the box, right place, right time, and he puts it home. They obviously got back into the game, lost it on penalties. That's a prime example of what good teams can do, and it's something that Chelsea have struggled with. And I don't want to be the kind of critical one and whatever. I'm not going to say it's anything bad against Lukaku, but you look at the game against West Brom last year, where we lost 5-2 or 3, whatever it was, 5-2. We went behind, never dealt with it after that. Never, ever dealt with it. We had no way of getting back into it. And we were fucked. You can say it's tactical genius if it works, or it's tactical this, or blah, 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 blah. You still have to have the right players to be able to pull off these tactical, masterclass. Like last night with Kepa, if we don't have a backup goalkeeper and we're stuck with Mendy, we don't know what happens. But the fact that we were stuck with him, whether it be luck or not luck or whatever.
I think it's a bit of a masterclass of Tuchel doing that, because obviously it makes a bit more sense. Keeper that's better at penalties, you use them for penalties. But not many people have the balls to make that mid-match. You rarely see goalkeeper substitutions. Yeah,
completely. And I mean, the last one I remember doing it, there's probably been others since, but the last one I remember doing it was the Dutch in the World Cup semi-final. They brought on Tim Krul, I think. Yeah. That was the last one I remember. That's like 7 years ago, something stupid like that. So, I mean, it takes balls. But again, it takes balls. You have to have the right people in place to be able to do it, though. That's the thing you can't afford to just kind of let gloss over.
Yeah, damn right. And like we're saying as well, like Thomas Tuchel is going to be key to how Romelu Lukaku grows at Chelsea as well, because you need a smart manager next to him. Everyone always talks about Romelu Lukaku's spell in Manchester United. He was with Jose Mourinho, who plays heavily defensive football, which is why Man United fans hated him at that time anyway. And Oli, who's a fraud. No other easier way around it, just an absolute fraud. You had Antonio Conte, a proper manager, the manager that wanted him at Chelsea as well. And we got just a nice little taster of the Lukaku we would have seen at Chelsea if we managed to get him in at 2017. But in the typical Chelsea fashion, better late than never. Sage is saying, remember the curse though. Bro, Romelu Lukaku will break that curse. Like that we can be 100% assured of. And if Lukaku didn't break the curse, then we really should just retire the number 9 at that point.
Yeah.
Crofty as well saying they announced him at 1800 hours for the number 18. If that's the reason why they did that, that's a bit smart from them. I'll give them credit for that. But I do think there could still be a chance you see him wearing the number 9. He's been wearing the number 9 for the majority of his career. I feel like for branding and marketing purposes, he'd probably still want to keep that number. So don't hold your breath on his number staying the same, because I could see it changing anyway. So yeah, like the new Avi, man. How's the last hour been for you reacting to the Lukaku news?
Man, I'm just so happy. Finally, we've signed Lukaku. Man, it's a bit disappointing. So he won't be able to play on Saturday, which I still don't really understand, because if I'm not mistaken, they've still got until tomorrow to register him. And he doesn't look like he has to quarantine, because he's been taking pictures with Marina and all that. So that doesn't make sense for me. But
I don't know where those pictures are taken. That's the only thing.
Pardon?
I'm not sure where those pictures are taken.
What pictures?
They may have been out for a few days, or they might have taken them a few days ago. You don't know. But
I thought they might have been taken in Milan, but then Marino wanted to make the travel down, because he was pictured with a Chelsea shirt a few days ago before travelling.
Yeah. I don't obviously know for a fact, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was elsewhere, not at Stamford Bridge or not even in England, because the other thing as well is if he was in England, did you not think he would just go at the bridge? It probably would be the more natural place to take a picture and make it look good, but obviously I don't know.
Yeah, thank God we've got him now. There's a bit.
But yeah, still either way. I think he'll be at the game on Saturday, he just won't play.
Yeah,
we'll probably outside the bridge to try and see what cars are coming out again.
He'll probably walk out and they'll announce him a bit more there. But look, we've finally got a striker, and there's nothing more we can ask for, because I've seen some Chelsea fans still not happy. Oh, we didn't get Haaland. Look, we've still got a world-class striker.
Complaining?
Yeah,
no way.
There are people complaining.
I'm not going to lie. I was in the Haaland camp. I really like him. I think he's a fantastic footballer, and I think he's going to be a generational talent for years to come. But regardless, this move makes Chelsea better. So I don't know how people can moan about Lukaku coming in. I still think maybe we could do with another slightly taller centre midfielder, but the way that Chalobah played last night, I'm pretty sure that, you know, he could fill in and play that role, or Ampadu or something like that. I'm not too sure, but still, I wouldn't be unhappy. It's a ridiculous kind of standpoint to take.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't get anyone being unhappy at this point. I actually haven't heard anyone even say that they're pissed off now. I got it while there was still potential of us turning back round to Erling Haaland, or while the transfer was still in the works, but now it's not. Now it's done. Now he's a Chelsea player. Just back the guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is one of the surefire transfers we could have as well. Like, he's a baller. He's a top 5 striker in the world. I don't get what people's complaining about. But sorry, Daniel, go on, man. What are you saying?
No, I was saying I've seen a few people who are saying they have an agenda against Lukaku because Haaland was supposed to come in. Number one being your boy, you know who I'm talking about, David. Um, but yeah, like I don't understand how you can hate on a 28-year-old world class player coming in when our number one problem last year was goals. I get it. You wanted the younger guy, you wanted the generational talent, you wanted to have the hype and everything else that comes with it, but I mean, we haven't had a so-called generational player at Chelsea for a while, and we've been winning trophies. Who was a generational player we won with last year? You know what I mean? Like, I think people get caught up in what doesn't really matter, and what really matters is Chelsea winning.
Not Barcelona was shit, but they had Messi, so everyone thought it was all fine.
Exactly. Like,
yeah, now it's the difference is we ain't a
Now
one-man
it's shit.
team anymore. Now we're a team. The only thing is we need to fix up certain areas in the squad. And now we fixed up our biggest hole. It allows us to focus on other areas in the transfer market too. Kunde should be
Exactly.
sorted out within the next week or so. And then we can try and get a DM in time for the end of the window. Chouameni, there's still a possibility of getting him in, but I do think it's likely he stays at Monaco too because he does want more game time. I think it would be a bit too rushed for him. Maybe we could push for Boubacar Kamara. I've been saying that'd be a nice little option for us. He'd also be very cheap in the transfer market as well. He'd go for about 15, 20 million euros. At least now we can actually focus on other areas. The striker conundrum is over. We do not have to worry about a striker anymore. We're all good. We're all good.
And that was the expensive one.
It's Lukaku. We might try and get Klazarov off as well. But I sent you the link, man. Where are you, bro? what were you saying, Craig?
I was going to say the centre forward option is the more expensive one as well. Now the fact that's out of the way, you know what you've got to spend.
Yeah,
that's why I was saying against the Hakimi deal, because I didn't know how much it was going to go up to, and you didn't know how much you were going to need for someone like Lukaku or whoever.
That's an interesting question, to be fair, though, because I feel like with that in mind, back in May or June, we were focusing on Erling Haaland, and that's probably the reason why we didn't put as much in for Hakimi. Maybe if we made Lukaku our first option, we would have had Hakimi at the bridge here too. Maybe.
I didn't necessarily want him for that price, but there we are. That's just my opinion.
Which one? What was it? 80 million?
You know, I'm with you on that. I didn't
good player.
People complaining. Yeah, but come on, people are complaining about against a World Cup striker in his prime for 97 million.
Lukaku's fine. Lukaku ain't a problem.
I mean,
It was the Hakimi thing that I didn't know if I wanted him for 80 odd mil.
Fatra, I sent you the link, bro.
Listen, a goal scorer, it makes sense that you're paying this
much
much money.
Fucking no, I didn't.
A wing back, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Thing is a wing back doesn't win you a game of football. He might, aid something, but he doesn't win you a game of football. A centre forward wins you games. Someone like Lukaku wins you games of football by himself. That's what you're paying money for. It's just not worth paying 80 million or 80 million. I don't know if it was 80 million or 80 million euros, regardless. But
I think it was 80 million euros. That would go to
about 50, 60 million, wasn't it? Something like that.
I think they're offering 60 million euros, and we tried to put Alonso in the deal. We just tried to put Alonso in every single possible deal.
I thought you played well last night.
I thought he was all right. Like, there was other phases where I did see the old Alonso, but some of his cross into box were threatening. It was just the wrong players were on the end of it. Fata, what are you telling me, man? You still hungover off Belfast?
Not really. I'm a bit.
Are you home?
Yeah, I'm at home.
Are you back? Yeah, you're home.
How people back already?
Yeah, I'm back around like 4:30. Not still there. He's still catching the easy jet flight, so delay.
Fuck
It
that.
is what it is. But
Is
Well, I hope you had a
is
good
Easy
trip
Jet?
at Belfast anyway. What was your
Yeah.
thoughts on the
Oh, easy.
Lukaku deal, Machi?
yeah, it's been a long time coming. I don't know why they took it very, like a day after the Super Cup. Well, in that case, maybe if we win and then tomorrow, then they announce it like it's icing on the cake that we signed Lukaku and then we won the Super Cup last night. Bruv, any player now it's just the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake now.
Yeah, exactly that. Now we just know. Now we need to add the real cherry on top and get a defender in, or get a centre midfield in too, one or the other, because we can fill in that DM if we need to. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Chelsea versus Manchester United, 27th of September. Is it that early?
No, it's Man City. Correction, it's Man City. I think it's 27th
Yeah,
November.
I thought it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
United
let's have a
was meant to be on the latest fixture. Someone have a look, because I know we faced Man United
Yeah,
in the
And
second
Man
27th
half.
of
United is the end of
yeah.
November.
Man United is on the
27th November.
27th of
You
November.
got to pipe it.
27th of November. All right, cool.
Yeah. City is on the
All right.
25th of September.
Absolutely pipe those guys. But Lewis, what you were saying earlier, right? About what's his name? What's that? Kunde coming in next, and that's the next deal to make. Don't you think that midfielder is a lot more important? That we need to get a midfielder in, and just similar to what Craig was saying about Craig was saying about the 80 million for a wing back, spending 65 or 70 million for a center back when we don't really need one, and we really need a center mid. Shouldn't we just, have Chaloba as the backup, keep Zuma if we can't sell him because he doesn't want to go anywhere else, and go for an actual center mid so we have cover?
I hear that, but I think Chalobah's still at the stage where you want him to go out and get more game time and develop more. Which is, I want to keep him.
Fair enough.
Like, he's a quality player, I can't lie, and he should still play the Crystal Palace game anyway. But he should be going out on loan for me, because I want him to go out to potentially a Premier League side or a team competing in Europe and just get regular game time, continue to develop, hone your craft, and come back to Chelsea next season, and then you can push for a place in the squad. Maybe that is the reason why we're not pursuing a DM as quickly, but I do think we need a midfielder a bit more. We struggle when Jorginho's not on the pitch. Kante and Kovacic, I like them as a pair and I like them as individuals. Well,
Yeah.
Kovacic, to be honest, is more of the problem for me, because in the final third, end product ain't really there. In the midfield, his passing was horrendous yesterday, but I do know he's very here or there with Kovacic's passing. And defensively, he's got a good tackle in him, but his awareness just isn't there sometimes. So if it's not Jorginho and Kante in a midfield too, I'm a bit worried. So I do think we need a midfield a bit more. But we got some players that we can put in there too.
Supposedly, we have the
I don't
best
know.
defense in Europe.
I do
That's
as
the
well. I
thing.
just feel like we have enough adequate backup for the center back spots, right? And I understand to a little bit needing to go out and get a lot more game time and starting everything else, but whatever game time Kunde comes in and is going to get, you could give that to him. I don't think, mind you, I am being a little reactionary because I'm going by the last 4 games that he's played and he's been excellent. And I would rather we just, however much we're going to spend, the 60 million, go find us an adequate center mid that can play right now, not one who, because we know Kovacic has injury problems, Conte has injury problems, or he's had injury problems, and we have to manage him. So that area is a lot more at risk for us than center back. And I just think Kunde is, we like that he's a great center back, but do we need another great center back is what I'm saying.
The only alarming thing for me, anyway, is I love Thiago Silva. I will still argue he's one of the best centre halves I've ever seen play. I think he's top tier. However, he is getting on, and we kind of are all looking at it going, right, we're going to get one season of him, then we'll see if he signs up for a second. Obviously,
Right.
now he has, which is great news for us. Do we think we're going to get a third out of him is the next question. So getting someone like Kunde now, even if he doesn't play this season, learns off Thiago Silva, becomes that ball-playing centre-half in the middle of the pitch, could potentially be the long-term success for Chelsea, which is why I would understand going and throwing a bit of money at Kunde rather than going and getting a centre midfielder. However, I'm with you. I still think we need another centre midfielder, someone who can just sit there and be a unit. because we've got again when Jorginho comes out, it's Kovacic and Kante both want to do the same thing, both want to progress the ball at the pitch, can lose out a little bit defensively. It's weird saying that because they can both win the ball back very well, but if they're both way too high up the pitch, then you're just leaving massive holes in behind, and it can be problematic for us. But yeah, I can understand the kind of both sides of the logic with it, but I still think we need both. Even if the defensive midfield is not elite, I still think we need both.
I mean, if Chalobah stays and he's defensive mid cover, I think that's okay too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we need to necessarily overspend on both areas.
Yeah,
we have a lot of flexible players, right? If Koundé
we don't need that. Yeah,
if he comes in and he starts, which he probably will, I think you have a variety of options that can fill in the center mid spot or defensive mid spot. Christensen can play there. He's played there. He played in the I think he played there against England.
Yes,
he
maybe
moved
not
into
England. Yeah, but he plays defensive mid. Reece James plays defensive mid, and Koundé plays defensive mid, and Chalobah plays it as well. So yeah, I mean, not that I'm saying getting Koundé is bad business. If we're gonna struggle to find a center mid, I would rather we just use that money. But if we're not, if we can get both, perfect.
And said, sounds like you're all describing Declan Rice. If you're describing Declan Rice, you're describing Boubacar Kamara, and he's about £50 million cheaper, which is why I do want Boubacar Kamara.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying about Rice, but we said what the main problem is with Declan. He costs £80 million.
He's not worth that. Though.
Not worth that.
It's not worth it to me.
Nowhere near that. No chance.
I like Rice.
I'm a fan of Rice. I like him.
I like Rice.
He's all right, but I don't think he fits our system right now. He'd have to adjust to a possession-based system. He could do that.
I think he does suit it. I just think he suits it with a system that is very much defensive-minded, which when we need to go and win a game is probably not best to be him. And also when we do need to kind of go and win a game, when we can be a bit defensive, is he going to sit on the bench too often? For 80 million quid, do you want that kind of player starting?
Right, exactly.
That's where it's not worth it for me.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're only using him as a sort of player to bring on to kill games, like you don't want to pay 80 million for that.
He's a bit of
Would
waste.
you pay 80 million for Mark Noble?
Exactly. There's your point right there.
Might as well do that.
How much is he worth? At most 55, 50.
Unfortunately, he's
Yeah,
English.
he's
He's going to be always hyped up with it. I would probably say he's 60.
60, fair enough, but.
But again, it's because it's got potential and he's English and it's part of the quota. So it's a little bit annoying.
It's a bit of, if you play well in the Euros, you can get attention by the English media. That's what happened with Declan Rice. I thought in the Euros, somehow maybe if you want to compare it with Jorginho, I think both of them were better performing in the Euros. But I would say after the final, I would say Jorginho, I think, edged it ahead of Rice.
Suddenly.
I'll say this to that, right?
Bro, I've been talking about Boubacar Kamara for the last few months. It is because he's around 50 million. It's because he's been playing CM and centre-back, and he's been very solid in both positions for Marseille last season. That's the reason why I've explained on multiple streams. Johnny, hop on, man. I'll send you over the link, man. I need some minerals.
France. You know
the last thing I heard Johnny say was that Haaland was coming. And I texted you, Lewis, didn't I?
Yeah, but he's on the Haaland. He's on the Lukaku train, man. I told him I'd take a ticket for him if he was on late.
I think his exact words were, "My sources said that that Haaland is coming," and I was like, "What sources? Who's telling Johnny?"
Yeah, it's a sticky one still.
Yeah.
But but don't worry, he's hopped on the Lukaku train at the very least.
Yeah,
so
at least we know.
Exactly, man. But yeah, this is why I don't say I have sources, because my sources are
trust me, bro.
Mayonnaise.
That's my source.
That's my source. Trust me, bro.
But I'll sit there and say that at the very least. Johnny, hop on, man. I sent you over the link. Come join. Agnes said, guys, how about we keep Ampadu, Malang Sarr, and Chalobah?
Oh, Jesus
Malang
Christ.
Sarr, God, no.
Man, you listen. Malang Sarr he's never going to play a
Keep
competitive game
Zuma.
for Chelsea.
No, this must be a troll. This must be a troll. Because there's so many horrendous ones in this. Keep Malang Sarr, keep Zuma, don't buy Kunde, and get Rice next summer for less money. Bro, Rice is going to cost the same price next year. They can extend his contract for another year, so next year won't mean shit. They'll still ask for 80 million. Keep Malang Sarr, hell no. Martin needs a loan deal. He needs it quick because he was horrendous in pre-season. Ampadu, nice little goal line clearance in the Tottenham game. Other than that, didn't really shine too much for me unless there's something I'm missing. Keep Chalobah, I understand, but still needs to go out on loan. Keep Zuma. If he stays, I won't complain. If he leaves, it is what it is.
I'd keep Zuma about.
Chalobah, second half somehow yesterday, he looked so much better than the first half. Wow. First half, he was a bit timid, but second half, I think somehow maybe either us being in the dressing room give him some instruction, and he looks so much better in the right-hand side, though.
I think he needed a bit of guidance, which he was able
lack
to
of
get.
experience.
Yeah, he was able to get it in the second half because Aspi came on, but also he was closer to Tuchel because he was obviously on the left-hand side. Yeah, right-hand side. Yeah. He was on the right-hand side of the back three, and you just looked like he was kind of always looking for some sort of support. And Callum Hudson-Odoi is not the best defensive player anyway. Kind of a battle that he was fighting and losing battle.
I wouldn't blame him for being timid at the start.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not his fault. He did very well.
He didn't come into pre-season thinking he was going to start a European final out of nowhere. But then here we are.
Did you see the picture that he posted on, I think was it Twitter today?
Who, Chalobah?
Yeah, it was of him, Mason Mount, and then Messi at the 2012 semi-final. They're the two ball boys. Very, very classy. I like
one
that
of the
a lot.
ball boys.
Yeah, Mount was one of them. There was two pictures. One was just him, and then he posted another one, and Mason's like peering his head around the corner.
Very good. Lukaku's also posted this on Instagram. Lawrence's things just popped up again. Can't be asked. See what happens when you share the StreamYard? Always happens. But there we go. Romelu Lukaku on Instagram. Back in blue. And I can't wait to see him in the shirt as well because I know he's going to look like a fucking beast in there. And his debut comes at Didier Drogba's second ground, the Emirates. I can't wait, man. I need him flinging bodies around. I need him leaving a trail of gooners in his wake as he's running through on goal, about to cunt the ball into the back of Leno's net. And then he wheels off into the away and doing the little Didier Drogba celebration. I'm all here for it, man. I need Tammy 2.0.
So poetic.
Come on, man. You know me. I don't mince my words. I just go straight out there with it.
That's what you're going to do for your acceptance speech at UCFB, isn't it?
Oh, shit. Yeah, we got graduate. You know it's on a Champions League midweek?
Oh, fuck off. It's not, is it?
It is.
Oh, let's hope we're away.
No, wait, depends on the away. Because it could just be some dead little pot 4 team away. Then I'll back that.
Let's pray. Let's just pray.
Jem, hold up. I'll send you over the link as well, man. You weren't trolling. Oh, okay, fair enough then. Because I thought you were trolling because when you were saying keep Malang Sarr, it's like, hell no, man. Please, no. Jem, where are you? I'll send you over the link if you're around. I don't even know how long I'm going to be streaming for on this. This is just an announcement stream. And said that shirt an extra small. Like they just picked it up off Sports Direct and just whipped it over to him or some shit. Mad. Michael Bruce saying Lukaku already in the team. So what, we need to strengthen our back three. Silva, Aspi are set to be leaving soon. Let's talk about Cesar. He might get his retirement. Retirement?
Nah.
He's only 31,
Aspi ain't going nowhere.
He's still young.
Aspi is going to retire a Chelsea legend. He's going to just be he's going to be about 34, 35, and he might call it a day, or he might go and play one season back in Spain and go, do you know what? Yeah, thanks very much. Cheers, bye.
Yeah.
He is not going anywhere
anytime. At 31, man. You man acting like he got a career-threatening injury yesterday or something like that.
Lukaku!
R9's home. What are you telling me, G?
Come on, brother. What you saying? I thought I'd come on quick. I was on Lorenz's channel, but I thought I'd come in here for a show.
Oh, yeah, geez. Yeah, also everyone check out Lawrence's channel as well, as you already know.
Lukaku. Every time he scores, you're just going to hear me go, Lukaku!
You're going to be doing that on every watch-along.
I'm going to be in front row, Jem. Don't worry, Jem.
Big up Monster as well saying he'll go back to Spain in a year or two. Do
Go back to-
you think he'd go back to Spain, or you think he'd retire at Chelsea?
Who? Who talking
I'd
about?
like to think he'd
Aspie,
retire at
Aspie,
Chelsea.
Aspie.
I don't see it happening.
Aspie? No, he'd retire at Chelsea, man. That's what I think.
To be
What was
fair,
his
I mean,
first
Go back to
club? Was it
Spain.
Osasuna? Was it Osasuna that was his first
Yes.
club?
Yes.
Was it? Was it
He
soon?
could potentially go back to
Potentially,
Osasuna. I could
yeah.
see that. He either goes to Osasuna or he retires at Chelsea, one or the other.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
Yeah,
Osasuna,
what's
Osasuna,
the
yeah.
link? I'll send it over, man.
Yeah,
You're ready.
Osasuna,
Just
yeah.
you as well. You might be working, but if you're not, hop on. So big up Lewis, Ian, the rest of the panel. Have we any clarification on why R9 would not be available on Saturday? I've heard nothing but waffle. The first thing we heard was what was it? Quarantine, which just sounds like waffle in itself. I don't think he's going to be out because of that. The second was registering. Like I'm not sure if we registered him in time.
He's got the
Was he
number 18.
registered
He's got
in
the
time?
number 18 shirt. Hasn't he?
I know, but is it with enough time?
I believe so. They wouldn't
I,
register.
I,
him
I
Yeah.
think
with the number 18
registering is
shirt.
fine.
Yeah.
I think the reason why he won't be included is because he hasn't trained with the team. He might come off the bench. I maybe don't see it. I think they might try and save him for Arsenal, get a proper run in, but I don't think there's any reason why he couldn't be available. But I think maybe just be a
And don't
choice.
forget, we got open training session on Wednesday anyway.
So why is he training in isolation then? They're saying that he's training in isolation.
It might be. It might. He still might have to do some sort of quarantine. Maybe I don't know
5 days quarantine at least.
That's yeah. It's probably
until he returns so many tests or something like
Be
that.
back
I
for
don't know.
Arsenal game. Perfect. Let's go.
Mm.
Let's go.
That's what I was saying about. I'm not sure where those pictures were taken because if he didn't have any quarantine, then they would have taken the pictures at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That was definitely taking in Monaco.
Oh, money! What are you
Money!
saying?
Yeah,
Hey,
let's
money!
go.
Yes,
What's
bro.
happening?
R9's at the bridge. What are you telling me, my
Hey,
guy?
Johnny boy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got Big Rom, we've got Money Mace got his Super Cup, another European trophy.
Come
for the
on.
Blues. You know what I mean? It's looking lovely. It's looking lovely. And then obviously, I think we've all got to be very, very positive that the Premiership's coming to the bridge this season. Whether they get Kane or not, we don't really give a shit because we've got the best striker in the league right now. So let's go, bruv. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a good argument.
Hey?
No. There's
It's
no
good
argument. It's Lukaku, man. It's R9.
Nah, Lukaku's there, bruv. He's gonna
Lukaku is now the
man.
best striker in the league. It's
He
what
is.
it
We're running with that.
Now
Rob. We're
you're
running
setting
with
him
that,
up
trust
too
me.
high.
We've actually got a striker, so let us run.
Come
with
on,
that
man.
striker.
He's better than that
We've got to run
fucking
with that
bottle
striker.
job Harry Kane. Is what it
Well,
is.
Harry Kane's not going to play the whole season. Lukaku will. So
To
that's
be
a good
fair,
start.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
can
know.
play bingo on when Kane's going to get his next ankle injury, but we weren't going to do that with Lukaku.
He needs to play in August. He needs to train this.
Let's relax, guys. Let's not jinx ourselves so Lukaku doesn't get injured.
Nah,
we
have you
ain't,
seen him?
we ain't going to worry about Lukaku getting injured. He just
Have
got
you
through
seen
medical.
Lukaku?
We're all good.
He's running through brick walls, mate. Have you not
Exactly.
seen
The
him?
only
Hey,
man that are getting injured are the poor defenders that have to man mark him.
I feel sorry for people like Varane.
Hey, Johnny, what do you think of his neck, bro?
He's got a neck on him, but Money Mace is obviously king right now. You know what I'm saying?
Varane's
Mace has
getting
got
it.
the- he's
Ben
got the
White
neck,
is
bro.
getting it. If he plays
Yeah,
against
that-
Arsenal, he's getting flattened.
You
Bro.
love the neck.
He's
You
getting
love the neck.
slapped up.
Listen, man. What are we saying, man? Yesterday we didn't play that great, but
No, we didn't, Johnny.
Man,
I was
it
we
there.
didn't matter.
didn't play great at all. I think as soon as Ziyech went off, it sort of went tits up, really. But and I feel gutted for Ziyech because he's been our player on form and he's flipping.
That was a
I don't
nasty
know,
impact, though, yesterday,
Yeah.
was it, Johnny?
That was
Guys,
such
I'm
a
tired of-
innocuous incident, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's so unlucky.
Did
He's so unlucky.
it get confirmed what happened to him? I thought it was a dislocated shoulder.
Dislocated shoulder.
Yeah,
He
this
did-
is
Actually, a full dislocation then, or what?
Maybe not a full dislocation, but
Full
we haven't heard that
dislocation
yet.
shoulder.
But when
Yeah, the
you
fact
watch
that he was
it,
in a sling means that
it
they
doesn't
popped it
even-
back in.
Yeah.
If it was broken, it would be a completely different story.
Oh no, it's been popped back.
Six-
But
Yeah. As I was going to say, yeah.
it's how
6
it
to 8
happened.
weeks at
It
least.
just was weird.
6 to 8
man.
weeks.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Fucking
He's out
hell.
for ages, man. He's out for ages. So
Shit.
you know, it's lucky we got Money Mace. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he come on, he looked lively,
Yes.
injected a lot of urgency, and created a couple of lovely You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be real. I didn't think Mount was great, but it's his first game back. Like, I'm not gonna look into
he hasn't
it.
had the run up. All the other players, most of the
Exactly.
players have had a run up.
Like most of the players that came back from either the semis or the finals were all average or poor. Like Jorginho was misplacing passes. Christensen didn't really look like when he was on his best when he came either. Who else? Reece James. I don't think. No, Reece James.
AC was okay. What are you talking about, Lewis? AC was okay.
No, he wasn't.
It's just I've got high standards, man. He's raised it really high this year, and he didn't reach that. Here's what it is. It's fine.
Easy saying that.
Plus, if I said he plays amazing, I got this guy who's just gonna be on my neck. Saying, no, he was terrible. He got slipped. He got put on his ass.
Am I hearing you? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. At least
Look at this guy. Man said his music to his ears. I can't be arsed with you, bruv.
Right, I've got to dip out, guys. There's something going on, so I will see you.
No worries, man. Safe for jumping on anyway. Also saying he definitely has to quarantine. Does he really? Because there's meant to be different regulations for athletes and players that are coming in from other countries. Like he just have to self-isolate, but he wouldn't need to self-isolate within the bridge or within training. Like I don't know if you guys want to read this. It's all just a bit longer.
Well, technically, Monaco is not in France.
No, but he only had he
came from Italy.
He only had one jab, guys. Apparently, that's why. If he was double jabbed, he wouldn't have to quarantine. But I'm hearing that he's only had one jab. That's what they're saying.
I mean, if we can't beat
no, like he's an athlete, so there should be different rules for him.
No, it isn't, though, is it? That's the problem.
No, but like there is. Like this is literally it. This is what it says on gov.uk.
I mean, he's a
brick. Like, if you're an athlete, then you have different rules and regulations you can go by because like there's millions of pounds in all of this.
Yeah.
He just has to stay within the footprint of the listed elite sports event, Stamford Bridge or the training ground. Self-isolate when you're not attending relevant activities. So when you're not training or when you're not playing, self-isolate. When attending those relevant activities, you stay within the event bubble. So travel by yourself to and from the ground. Maybe he'd need to change by himself. He'd need his own changing room, but he'd still be able to be with the squad and play with the squad. And that will just be it until I think you can get another PCR test within day 5 to cancel the remaining time of quarantine.
Send it to him, man. Send it to him so he knows.
So, I wish I could, man. I'd be sending him hella hard and proper as well.
Listen, if we can't beat Crystal Palace without Lukaku,
no, but like because he went from Italy to France and then back to England, that could be a problem as well.
We should be battering Crystal Palace without Lukaku and let Lukaku settle in nicely. Do you know what I mean? Ready for the Arsenal and Liverpool games. Do you know what I mean? That's when we want him. Crystal Palace.
Well, it depends because how do you expect Palace to play?
Defensive, low block, which is going to be a problem.
Yeah, but I think we'll have enough.
Crystal Palace, we kill Crystal Palace every year. I'm not worried about this game, man.
Yeah, Kai Havertz.
Didn't we beat them twice, like 4-1 last season, both times?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
they're not in a good state right now.
Don't worry about this team. Maybe the next games we can worry about, but Crystal Palace, that's easy money.
Listen, Lukaku's debut goal for Chelsea's got to be against that shit scum in North London. You know what I mean? That's the debut goal I want. Not Crystal
Damn right, man.
And that was
I want Gabriel eating grass for 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's what
that would shut up all the fans that say he doesn't score in the big games. And even though Arsenal ain't that big, but you know what I mean. So
yeah, they're not really a big. What they're not.
Yeah, Tammy got the winner there, and we were still saying he hasn't scored against the top 6 side. So I don't know if we can run with that.
Also, Tammy not going Arsenal. I'm loving that. I'm happy with that all day long. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
I mean, we got to still pause on that because like he's still picking between Roma or Arsenal, or has he made his choice yet?
He's got to go and play for Jose. You know,
Yo, Lewis,
he's
gotta hop off.
Go there, man.
Bless, bro.
Big up, Daniel. Big up, Daniel. He's got to go and play for Roma. I think that's a great move for him. That's a great move. Better than Arsenal.
He's considering it, but he does want to stay in London too.
Yeah.
And there'll be more money for him here.
Probably
you know, football's always a financial game.
If Arsenal want to pay the money to us and outbid Roma, pay the money. But I'm not happy about him going there. I really don't want him making them better. I don't want him going there either. But I could see it. I could see him going there. I could see him making it as well. I just don't. I really do not want it at all. I don't want him going there. You know what I mean?
I don't
And
blame
lot-
you either. I don't want
you-
to see him wearing red and white.
And also
Fuck
on another note, yeah, I heard you talking about Kovacic and his passing and this and that. That is why you know what I'm going to say to you. You know exactly what the words that are going to come out of my mouth.
Go
Don't
on.
you,
Johnny
Jess?
Bomb.
No,
You
No, I
know
know.
what I'm
Yeah.
going to say.
Do it,
bro.
Johnny
Yeah.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah.
Bomb. Johnny
Johnny
Bomb.
Yeah,
Bomb.
just say it.
Yeah.
Just say it, because I'm here for it anyway. Just say it.
Yeah. It's the Billy Esther Shavy Goatmore, bruv.
Yep.
That's the
Knew
problem, man.
Hey,
That's the
hey,
problem.
Johnny, I
We
gotta
let
show
him
you
go.
something.
We let him go.
Look where I
Well,
met in Belfast.
you're gonna
Johnny.
show me Cammy, innit? You're
I
gonna
know,
show
right?
me Cammy, yeah. He's Scottish and all.
So we've given Lukaku the number 18, it seems, and apparently
Well,
you're
we don't
not
know
allowed
yet.
to.
Don't know.
Apparently you're not allowed to change numbers mid-season. And like,
Yeah, but
once
if Tammy goes before his debut,
which
before his
is highly
debut,
unlikely.
he might actually get the number 9.
Just as saying, if only we have a player that pulls. Yep, hear you, man.
Tammy could hand over the 9 to Lukaku. He could hand it to him.
Yeah, but
Just
they've
what do you mean by the talks with Roma didn't go well today? Because that doesn't sound good.
But Johnny, it's already been given the 18. So
No,
if
but
he was
he
going to
wanted
hand
it. You know,
over the 9,
he had the 18 shirt before. Why do you know that he didn't want the 18 shirt? This is what I'm saying. It's like,
Well, maybe
But
he
you
did
really-
want it. Maybe he did want
you
it.
think he
Jem. I
chose the
don't know.
18 over 9?
no, but he had the 18. 18's his number. Had the
Well,
18
so
shirt
he's-
before.
he had it.
Had
Yeah,
the
of
18.
course.
Yeah.
No, I
Chelsea
know.
did.
I'm sure he chose the number 18 now. But I'm saying, I'm sure if the 9 was available, he would have taken the 9.
I don't think the 9's a problem. But to be honest, I'll just throw the 9 in the cupboard if Tammy leaves and just leave.
I don't want number 9.
Nah, man, we need Lukaku to break it. Plus, so we can run our 9. Probably get
Yeah,
6
but ever
goals
since
this
Blimmin'
season.
Belarus wore it, it's ruined it. So a
I know
defender
why he's
wearing it.
taking 18. Jem will know why. Jem
Yeah.
knows why.
Why?
Jem knows why.
Why?
Yeah, Jem knows why, man.
Go on,
Jem,
why?
go
We don't
on,
want to be left out, man. Come on.
Come on, Jem.
Go on, explain it, Johnny.
Yeah, go
No,
on.
hurry.
All right, fair play, man. He's going to take the 18, and Haaland next year is going to take the number 9. That's
I
how
was
it's going.
waiting for it. I knew it was gonna
That's how it's going, man.
I knew
There
it's
you
gonna
go.
happen.
There you go.
75 million Haaland.
You man
yeah,
will not let
yeah.
this die.
No,
Let it
Haaland,
go.
We
He's-
run.
Do you know what? Yeah, today, Jan squashed this guy saying that Haaland's chosen Real Madrid, and then Jan turned around and goes, he doesn't know what he's talking about. No one knows. I don't even know. Only Team
Johnny,
Haaland knows.
you said Young is a waffler.
Right.
I've
exactly.
never said he's waffler. When have I said he's
No,
waffler?
I've said he's a waffler.
Oh, he's
And
not a waffler.
that's the one real thing that he said. He doesn't know. He could have said that 2 months ago, and it would have helped us a lot. He doesn't
He
know.
knows, man. He knows everything.
No, he does know. He does.
No,
know.
he doesn't. All he knows is
does,
crazy
he
bid FC, and that's
He
it.
don't, Andy. Come on. He does know.
He does
Really
know,
and
man.
truly, though,
Yeah,
Haaland's
yeah.
going Bayern. He's going
No,
Bayern.
he's not.
Man.
He's not going to go Bayern, man. He's coming
He's
to
taking
Chelsea.
the number 9 off
We're
Lewandowski.
going to give him that Chelsea shirt number
He's
9.
coming to Chelsea, bruv, next
Lukaku
year.
and Haaland.
Lukaku and Haaland up top with Havertz and Money Mace behind, and Billy Goatmore with Jorginho. Let's go.
Right.
Let's
So
go.
what's this formation
gotta
then?
love
Because I
Tony.
want to know how you're fitting them two.
Yeah, you gotta love Tony.
4-2-2-2, bro. 4-2-2-2.
All right.
That's two
So
formation.
Lukaku, Haaland, Havertz, Mount,
Yeah.
Gilmore, and who we going
Well,
with?
Jorginho,
Jorginho,
Kanté, whatever. Yeah. Whoever.
and then just a random back four.
No,
Fuck's
Koundé,
sake, man.
Christian. We can have Koundé,
Why would you be
Rudiger,
upset about that, man?
Chilwell, and Reece
No,
James.
because I
That's
can't
saucy.
believe you're selling this. Like, he's not gonna. Well, 75 million, I would actually take him for on
75
that
million
price
is
tag.
not a problem.
Yeah, that isn't a problem.
Come
The
on,
problem
G.
is the other clubs that will be
Shall I tell-
circling around that.
No. Shall I tell you why it's not a
Fuck the other
problem?
Fuck the other clubs, they're not us.
Because Chelsea have made already. Marina's already made 100 million. It's paid for Lukaku. She's going to sell Tammy, Drinkwater, and Bakayoko.
Rating.
She's going to make extra
No,
money.
that's
on top.
class.
And on top of that, she's within financial fair play. So next year, when all the clubs are struggling to show financial fair play, Chelsea are balanced their book beautifully to land 75 million euros and 350 grand a week
Does
on top.
financial fair
No
play even
problem.
properly exist like that?
Yeah, it will do next year. I think next year, from next year, because obviously things are going to settle now. Like what you
But
watch
what?
PSG are going to be in the mud. They will be in the mud in about
Look,
2
what,
years.
what I would say to that though is if Werner has another stinker, we could get rid of Werner, and then maybe Haaland is a possibility.
Listen, everyone's got to play. Everyone's got.
Well,
to
we're
play
gonna
out their
try and
skin
do
this
like
year.
30 million and Werner for Haaland or something like that. If he has
It's
a
really
bad
clear. It's only a cheap release clause.
It's 75. That's 60. That's about 62 million sterling. That's nothing, man. That's peanuts.
No, but if Werner has a bad season, his transfer valuation goes down.
Lewis, we just bought Lukaku on sale money once we sell Tammy Abraham, so we've not even spent any fucking money.
We
So
haven't
at the end
spent
of the day-
any money, bro.
Very fair
Nothing.
point.
We
I
haven't
hear
spent,
exactly what
Rina
you're saying
hasn't
on
spent
that.
a penny. So next year, when City is struggling, Liverpool ain't got money anyway. Arsenal ain't got money. Spurs will have money, but they always buy shit anyway. And then you've got Real Madrid, who are their heads are just trying to stay above water. You got PSG, who've just invested $1 million a week for Messi. They ain't getting Haaland. Bayern Munich, again, they're not in the best condition. And let's be honest, Lewandowski's still going to have another year in him. He's not going to be, he'll have another year in the Bundesliga.
No, but that's why they get rid of him at that time. You get rid of him while he's still on top. Don't spend a year with him declining.
Yeah, but
but he won't.
Haaland say he doesn't want to go there?
He won't go there. He wants to come Premiership, and that's where Chelsea. Because Kane's going to go City. If Kane doesn't go City, then I think you can see as a very likely possibility that City will go in for Haaland next year. But I think they can't afford to wait a year, like we can't afford to wait, and we've gone and bought Lukaku. I don't think City can afford, and they will go all out for Kane. I mean, Fabrizio's already saying that, really. So
everybody will be in on Haaland next year.
Yeah,
I'm saying there's a bigger chance of Werner scoring 60 goals and winning the Ballon d'Or. He's going to get over 500. Yeah, I just think Raiola is going to rinse whatever club signs him to. But I already said if we get Erling Haaland, probably leaves in 3 years. If he's for 75 million, that's fine. If he was 300 million, like he was going to be this summer, not really for it, but I'll follow it if it happens.
The money was Dortmund.
The money was shit. The money was shit. Let's just say it was shit.
Dortmund wanted 200 and some, and I think Chelsea.
Yeah, and then Raiola wants his little piece. Alfie Haaland wants his little piece just because dad tax, and then Erling Haaland wanted 350k a week. I was you are taking the piss out of us.
Yeah, but we're paying Lukaku 360 grand a week.
Yeah.
So
up to four.
That's before tax.
I don't see the wages as an issue.
We're paying
no. He's not on those wages.
There's no way he's on that.
Johnny, go.
Listen, we're paying Lukaku just under 200 grand a week in wages.
With bonuses, he can make up to 450k a week.
Right, so
with bonuses. What are the bonuses?
So what I'm saying to you
likeness bonuses, and then like goal bonuses and things like that. But yeah, also gets likeness and royalties and things like that. So it could be push up to 450 a week. But I think it's like base 350.
Yeah, it's saying 230k a week, 12 million euros a week in wages. No, somewhere between 190. 230. That's not that bad. That's nowhere near as bad.
That's what I just said. It's what we've quoted there is before tax. It's like 300-400 grand before tax, but after tax.
Who are you talking about? Lukaku.
Yeah, Lukaku.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of wedge, man. It's a lot of wedge, and I think.
No, but that's not a lot though. That's a fair amount for him.
Nah, it's a lot for Chelsea.
But Chelsea are still paying that money.
I wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't say a word if he wanted those wages. Because I think that would have been fair for him too.
Yeah, of course, it's fair. It's fair for both. But the problem is, and it was for sure, and it was very late in the day, as Jem knows as well. It was very late in the day. I would have said Saturday evening was where they drew the line and said no chance. That was how late in the day it was with Haaland, and Dortmund wanted 200 million, and Chelsea were only prepared to go sort of 150, 160 because they knew that they had to pay what's his name, Raiola 50 odd and Alfie another 20 plus the wages. It meant that there was no way that they could buy a Koundé or a Tchouaméni. It was impossible. Even if they sold Tammy and Bakayoko and all the other players, I still see it as for next year they wouldn't be in a healthy position. So Chelsea probably looked at it like, look, don't hear me out. Do not think for 1 second that Chelsea have not spoken to Haaland and all the camp about next year as well, because you'd be stupid to not think that. They would be talking about next year. So I think Chelsea probably weighed up their options and said, look, we can get Lukaku for under 100 million. He's the finished article. He could potentially win us the league. And we can still go and get Haaland next year, who's the future, and have Lukaku and Haaland. Why not? Why do you not want two of the best strikers in world football?
How are we going to line up with Haaland and Lukaku, though?
Do you think that they both would connect well together anyway?
Yeah, of course they would.
I think you'd rotate them.
Yeah, you could rotate as well. But don't forget, Lukaku's going to turn 29 this year. And then next year he's going to be going on to 30. So that beds in nicely for Haaland to come in, and obviously
he's still got years left to play, Johnny.
What's that?
Lukaku's still got many years left before he.
No, he's got
Chelsea probably fancy
years.
their chances of getting Haaland next year. They've probably just gone, do you know what? We'll get Lukaku without actually really spending any money, because once we've sold Tammy for 40 odd million, that's that done. So we've not really spent money there. All right, we might have to pay money for Koundé if we get him across, and that will only be a bit of cash plus a player, hopefully, on that one. And then they're probably thinking to themselves, we've got every chance. If Haaland's already said to them, which they will know this, I want Premier League football, but we'll wait till next year, then they know that he's going to want to come here. Then it's just us versus Man United, hoping Man City get Harry Kane. If they don't,
I can't believe we're actually going on about this. We really think Erling Haaland is still coming to Chelsea.
It's not what we think. It's just don't underestimate it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't sit there.
I'm still unconvinced.
Go on, Josh.
Yeah.
If you heard Tuchel's press conference the other day before the game, he basically mentioned all the players he wanted this summer. They asked him about Romelu. He goes, Lukaku's a great player. He plays with his back against the ball, sort of like Dortmund's Erling Haaland, sort of like Bayern's Lewandowski. And he said one other striker that we were talking to. But he mentioned all the three guys that he would have been okay with basically this summer. And that's like the first time I've heard him mention those players. But I don't know, man. I don't know if they'll actually. Because of the price, they may throw their name in the hat next year for it. And, 75 million for that kind of player isn't that kind of crazy money. So they may throw their name in the hat, but he's really going to have his pick of the litter wherever he wants to go. It's going to be up to him.
And also for Haaland, he looks like, and I think this is based off if we have another good season. Now, if we win the Premier League or if we win the Champions League, I think we definitely have a good chance, because if you're Haaland, he clearly looks like the type of player that wants to go to the
winning
side.
side.
Win trophies. He wants to win trophies.
Yeah,
right.
And
So on that point, the fact that I think if Chelsea didn't go and buy Lukaku, you go this season with slim hopes of winning the Premiership. You might compete, but you won't win it. With Lukaku, you're right up there to win the Premiership and the Champions League again. So if you do that, and I think Chelsea will, I think they'll win one of the two. And don't forget, everyone's watched us win Super Cup, and we'll go and win the Club World Cup. We're winning trophies. We've got a young side, elite mentality. We are racking up that trophy cabinet, and we've got a world-class manager. All right.
And a young squad as well. And a young squad.
And it's young. If Haaland wants to come to the Premiership, the one team that he's going to want to play for is Champions of Europe, Premiership champions, and the most informed, exciting side in European football, and that's Chelsea right now. You can look at PSG. Granted, they've got Messi, who's an old, aging Messi, but they've got Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. That is crazy. But the PSG, the French league, is nowhere near the same level as Premiership. So you got to look at the other competitions. You know what I mean?
Guys, I'm going to ask you in the comment section to let me know. Do you guys think there's a chance Erling Haaland joins us next season? Give me a yes or give me a no. Big up Dinishan saying sell Mount for 150 million next year and get Haaland. You are out here trolling, bro. You are trolling disgusting.
Yeah, because Lewis, if you look at it, where else is Haaland going to go? I'm pretty sure his next move wants to be the Premier League. Bayern, he doesn't want to go to Bayern. right? Real Madrid and Barcelona are in a complete state.
I don't
Where's he
know.
gonna go?
That
I don't know
I'm
about
really
Bayern.
These
struggling to go to
all these Man
United, though.
United fans think he's going to go there. They haven't won
Yeah.
shit for nearly 9 years. Why the fuck is he going to want to go there for? You open your
Well,
eyes.
if Mbappe
The only
goes
way
on a
he
free,
goes is if that fraud Ollie leaves.
Yeah.
Because they need to sack Ollie before they become a serious club for me. I still
But
think they struggle to make top 4 this year.
Yeah.
even if
Regardless
he,
of
but
what
even if
anyone
he
United?
believes,
leaves,
United
though,
will struggle.
but even if he leaves, he won't. It looks like Haaland wants to go to a club that's winning and it's already winning.
Bayern
He
Munich.
don't know. Yeah, but he, why would he? I'm pretty sure he
Because
said, if I'm not
Lewandowski's
mistaken,
gonna retire anyway, though. Z.
You got
but he doesn't want to go
all
Bayern
he's
Munich.
won in Germany is the DFB Pokal. He hasn't won
Exactly.
anything there significant. He still needs to
Exactly.
win the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
He's
This
not
is
going to do
why I
that at
think
them,
he
is
plays
he?
in
He's not
Bayern.
going to do that at Dortmund.
He's not going to do that at Dortmund, is he? They don't
No,
want
he's not
He's
gonna
going to do that at
He
Bayern
wants to,
Munich.
like,
if Real get Mbappe on a free, that I could see that being enticing for him to go there, and they could pay 75 million. It's not Real aren't that broke where they can't afford a 75 million transfer. They could easily do that.
It just depends if he wants to play German football, though, doesn't it? If he really wants
Right.
Premier League football,
It's
then
all going
I
to
mean,
listen
German
at that.
football suits him. It's open as hell, and it makes him look like he's £1 million. So it got
At
well,
that
£100 million.
At that
It's true,
price,
actually.
he will have his pick of any top club in Europe. It'll be whoever, because it's a buyout clause. All these clubs could afford that 75, so it'll be completely up to Erling Haaland where he wants to go at the end of the day.
He
Yeah,
is
just
not
to
right
say,
now.
FFP scrapped next year.
Lewis, he's
Salary
right
tax
now.
gone.
He's right now kicking himself because he knew he could have been in that Super Cup, winning that Super Cup, changed the Premiership. This team, Lukaku's licking his lips in this team because he's walking into
He was
a
loyal to
Champions
Dortmund,
League
you know.
winning team who are ready to compete for the Premiership, who are hungry for more success, and they're all winners already. They're all winners. So Lukaku's won Serie A. He's a winner. He's coming into this side. Lukaku, I expect 30 plus goals from Lukaku. I want a lot of goals from Lukaku. He's
No, you need
finished
20
article.
Premier League goals, not 30.
Minimum.
You know, what you talking about all
No,
comps?
yeah, minimum 20 in the Premiership, and then all comps 35.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
And Lewis, I know you said he was loyal to Dortmund. I would almost say I think Dortmund did him a little bit dirty because I do think he wanted to move. I just think they priced out the club from being able to pay for it.
That's true.
Two things.
When he was
Just let me go through the super chats. I'll get to that.
Yeah,
Just to say, FFP scrap next year, salary cap and luxury tax as well. We'll get into salary caps because that's going to be a thing for actual wages, and that makes everything very interesting. Colin says Haaland to Arsenal, and then the alarm clock goes off. Damn right, absolutely correct. And Mr. Paulito's way says he won't come here. He wants to score goals, not split goals with another striker. Scoring goals dictates future contracts demand to an agent like Raiola. And there's also, bonuses that will be dependent on the goals that you score per game too. So I feel like that will be a factor as well. Very good point. Danny King as well saying no club gets 2 main number 9s in their team valued over 100 million. They are not forwards like Mbappe and Salah. He will probably end up at Man United. For me, it is Man United, Real Madrid, or Bayern Munich, one of the three. But like I said about Dortmund pricing them out. Dortmund kept him because they want to guarantee Champions League football for next season.
Of course it is.
About Haaland, there's no chance. They're not touching it. So and that matters more to them.
They barely
So I don't
got
blame
it this
them.
year. They barely got it this year, and their team is worse this year than it was last year. So I think that's you're sort of it's kind of like playing with fire there. Like maybe you get it, maybe you don't. They should get it because I think they're one of the better teams in Germany, but they almost didn't get it with Sancho and Haaland. So I don't know that they improved their team this summer. I can't say that they did.
Yeah, but also
and I think when you heard him talking about 170 million, that's a lot for one player. I think that's him saying man, a club is willing to offer that for me, and Dortmund aren't going to take that money because they want more than that. It's just crazy.
Man is rigid.
But
Mr. Jekyll said, by the way, Chelsea's attacking setup isn't enticing. They lack quality creators. Pulisic is massively overrated. Mount is rigid and direct in his play.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Mount one's
most
even the
chance
disrespect.
creation
Though.
in a whole squad, mate. So I think.
Anyway, I'm going on that note. I'm going to have a shower.
You know what I mean? Go and watch
Take
some
care,
football.
man.
Cheers, later, man. Take care.
Big up, Jim.
Later, Jam.
He needs to go and
Pulisic
study
defo ain't
Mason Mount, man.
overrated. Mount, like I'll say, is direct in his play, but I wouldn't say rigid. Like he's very agile. Like you've already said, creates a lot of chances. His ball progression is good. He can make chances off set pieces and in open play as well. His pressing's amazing, and he's energetic as fuck and can run for 120 minutes
Well,
flat.
you saw that in the Super Cup last night in periods. He was just levels above. Like Pulisic was on the whole game almost, and he
Pulisic was poor,
anonymous.
Johnny. He was poor.
You know what
Again,
I'm saying?
I thought they both weren't great, but it's
but
pre-season,
Mount,
so I'm
Mount
not
hasn't
saying
had
too
one
much.
single game. Not one
I know,
single
but
game
like
since
that's
holiday.
why he weren't really that great in that game either. But it's nothing to hold against him.
It's not that he wasn't that great. It was that he gave a performance even above what you would expect from someone who's had no run up to this game. It's a competitive game. There's no preseason game.
I'm gonna say it's the performance I expected. I didn't think Mount would be that great in this game. I think he'd be better in like 2 or 3 games once he's had a bit of match sharpness about him. He just
Johnny,
didn't have
would you say Mount's a bit rusty as well last night?
Yeah, of course. Like there was a few touches and that's just match sharpness.
That's
and,
what I saw as
fitness.
Well.
Yeah, of course. Like I'm not saying he was, you know what I mean? Like, but in periods you saw how fantastic he was at actually trying to penetrate and make things happen and get in the right positions. And no other player in that front line, because Havertz was knackered. He's played the whole 90 minutes and extra time. So you got to forgive Havertz for that. All right. But everyone else up front, where were they, man?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Mount in that position. I don't like him playing so advanced like that. I don't think it suits his game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What are you saying, bro? You good?
One thing I would say, about Haaland is,
oh God,
Johnny made a good point because we definitely spoken to Haaland and Dortmund, said, look, we are going to be back next season because we don't put this much interest into one player and then give up the next season, especially when he's got a cheap release clause. So that's why I think we will go back in for him. And Chelsea knew we were going to get a striker. Chelsea knew we were going to get Lukaku, and they've clearly got a plan. And that's why I think we still got a good chance.
And next year, you're in a very strong position because you're like, well, we're not so desperate because we've already got a top striker in the Premiership, but we want to add another one. Do you want to be part of our amazing team? That's the angle you go with. Whereas everyone else is desperate. They need someone. United are desperate. If City don't get Harry Kane, they're desperate. So they're going to try and pay for the odds. But it's about, with Haaland, it's about what benefits his career. And I think people misconstrue that with him. They think it's all about money. It's not just about, Raul is about money, but himself as a player, it's about where he wants to play and win. He wants to win stuff. So, he could win stuff at City. United, questionable. We have to see what happens this year. But Chelsea, you're winning trophies, mate. We're going to get Club World Cup next, right? That's 3 trophies, European trophies. We're going to compete in the Champions League to retain it. Yeah, we want to get that. We want to win it again, back to back. And I think we're highly capable, especially Lukaku. We are more than capable of retaining that Champions League and winning it back to back and be the first English side to do it. Well, actually, no, Nottingham Forest done it. Fair play. But we can be the most current English club to do it back to back because obviously it's only been Real Madrid who've done it 3 times. And then on top of that, we're going to go for the title as well. I mean, it's a long season. But I think the fact that we've got so many great options up front, and now we've got a recognisable, actual number 9 striker in Romelu Lukaku. Tuchel has got a lot of options. All right, Ziyech is injured, but even if we get an injury like Ziyech, we're still fully capable. We've got enough in our squad to compete and deal with games. Have we not? So I think I don't see it a problem. I think Tuchel knows he's got to win something big this season. For me, last night, it's not about winning the Super Cup, because of what the trophy is. For me, it's about continuing that winning mentality to start off your season with a trophy and that taste. You've refreshed that taste of winning again. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone can look at the Champions League and go, it's a cup competition. It's a one-off. Do you know what I mean? No. We've gone into this against a Villarreal, a very, very rigid, difficult side to play against.
No.
And we've done them on penalties. United, we saw how that went on penalties.
All I saw last night All I saw last night from Villarreal side is 11 Hollywood actors, man. How many
Yeah,
times
of course, but they were very like they're just very rigid.
they try to
man.
play mind games with us.
Yeah.
That's just Spanish football too, right?
They were
Yeah.
trying to frustrate us, right? The
Yeah.
classic Emery tactics.
So
Also, guys,
I'm not
don't.
worried about that. I'm not. Do you get what I'm saying? Though winning the Super Cup is about. It's about going into this season now with another trophy, confidence high. You believe you're unbeatable, and that's what makes you champions. And we haven't had that for a long time.
Yeah.
And now I actually feel like we've got it. And you're adding Lukaku. It's like, Tuchel's got an amazing opportunity right now to get points on the board, smash up Arsenal, smash up Palace, smash up Liverpool, set the mark, let everyone know in the league, you got to be scared of Chelsea. We fear Chelsea.
Yesterday's win is just a foundation to build.
Correct. Of confidence and belief.
I think Saturday's gonna have a very similar feel to this game, though. Just based off the amount of minutes we played, Havertz probably will not start that game.
No, he's knackered.
It's gonna be interesting to see what kind of lineup he puts out there, because it's going to be a low block game, another tough game. Where if we don't score early, we're going to be in for a long day.
I think Odoi can start as an attacker, though.
Do you guys see Pulisic starting against Palace or?
Yeah, with the injury
he probably will. Yeah,
I think
Joe
can start as an attacker, one of the front three.
Yeah, I mean Mason Mount will probably be Mount, Werner, and Pulisic.
I think Guehi will make his debut, so at the bridge, so it will be a big thing to see.
I think all the players who were substituted in the second half will start, like Kante and Werner and Kante.
Jorginho's got to play for me as well. I know he hasn't played a lot, but Jorginho, when he came
looked good.
He looked really good. He controlled things, and he just adds that experience we need when our players are not fully fit. So we can afford like a few little missed touches, misplaced passes, and we can recover from that if we've got experience. And Kante, I mean, he loses the ball and he just wins it back. He's a machine. So I think Kante, for me, he's got to play. And Jorginho, yeah, they're the two I'd have playing. And then up top, I think
Havertz has got to start. Havertz,
you've got to play. I mean, Havertz will be knackered.
I don't think Havertz plays.
Havertz will be drained. He was the only one that played
220. He's had 90 minutes and 30 minutes on top. He's had a lot of minutes, and he played pre-season.
I think it's going to be Werner, Pulisic.
I think it comes
I think there might be. This is out of nowhere, but do you think there's a chance Tammy might start? If we need
maybe we could go to a 3-5-2 rather than a 3-4-3 and play maybe a midfield three of Mount, Kante, and Jorginho.
No, wait. I think Cho can start an attacker, though.
Could hear that.
Cho what? Cho might be a shout. Cho might be
in the front three.
Then we'd have to put one of Aspi or Reece James at right wing back. No, Reece James wouldn't be fully fit anyway, in my opinion.
It might be Aspi. Because Aspi came
on. Right wing back would be all right.
When Aspi came on last night, it added just that little bit more balance defensively as well as in attack. Whereas when Cho was playing there, I just don't think Cho as a right wing back is, he's still got a lot to learn. And I feel like for a game where we might not play Havertz and Mount isn't 100%, Werner's had a run up. I think you play Werner, Pulisic, and Cho for me, potentially.
I agree with that, yeah. And I think Mount will take probably a couple of weeks' time to get to his full fitness. Yeah. So I think Werner, Pulisic, and Cho is going to be a good combination. Friendly.
But Aspi at right wing back against
if they play a low block, I'm not too
that's
sure.
Why. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be
Aspi
very
at right wing back
will
be no use against the low block. So rather play Hudson-Odoi there. Or maybe even James for like 60 minutes and then sub anyone else for him.
I'll be honest, lads. I don't know. I can't really call what Tuchel's going to do. He's very unpredictable with his lineups. I know he's not. He might be a little bit more restricted than normal, but I still can't predict what he'll do. And I don't know if you noticed that in the game. Did you see him switch to like a back four in a period? He did. He sort of tinkered around in the second half.
Yeah,
I
Tuchel
think
also changes formation mid games, but he goes to a back four when the right centre back goes to the right back, and Alonso comes down a little bit and becomes the orthodox left back, and the right wing back pushes up to be a right winger.
I think one of the main objectives of this season will be like rotating the players well, because we have so many games. Like we'll be playing for the Club World Cup and the League Cup and FA Cup, Champions League. So I think he will be aiming for a good rotation of players. So yeah, so that everyone will be fresh.
What do you think of Lukaku taking the 18?
I think he should take the 9.
Just waiting for Tammy to leave, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't see Tammy playing again though because of the transfer.
Yeah, but apparently once you make your debut, you're not allowed to change your number.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
true?
what I've been hearing.
Then maybe he takes it till January, and then when the window opens again, he switches it to 9.
No, but Tammy can actually give up the number.
Yeah, of course he can, and that's what I think he should do.
Yeah,
I think
Oscar did that for Drogba back in the day. I
Yeah,
remember
if
that.
he knows he's leaving, then he should give it up.
Yeah, he will. I think he will. It's whether Lukaku's going to ask Tammy and say, "Look, I want the number 9," and Tammy would have to give it up.
I'm just wondering why it is taking so much of time for the Tammy's transfer, because the clubs have already accepted the offer. I mean, is he not willing to go? I don't understand. Maybe he wants to stay, I guess.
I don't see
No, I don't
why
think he
Tammy
wants to
would
stay.
choose Arteta over Mourinho as a coach. I know he is a boyhood Arsenal fan, but going to play for Mourinho is that big a deal that you cannot refuse it.
I agree. I don't think Tammy going and playing for Arteta, although he wants to stay in London. I think go to Rome, go and prove. Look at Lukaku as an example. Lukaku went to United, didn't work out, and then he went to Inter Milan, and we all know how that ended up. Now Tammy, in my opinion, he's still very young. He's got a lot of potential at 23. He can go to Rome, learn his trade under Mourinho. He's going to play counter-attacking football, which suits Tammy, and score goals and get his confidence and build a reputation for himself. And then he can come back to the Premiership. And who knows? Chelsea might buy him back for 90 million. Who knows? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And why would he want to play with Xhaka and Bellerin week in week out, and
I
monks
think
like
it's more
Holding
he
and
just wants
Chambers?
he wants to stay in London. That's really the preference. And he supports Arsenal, which doesn't sit right with me anyway.
Yeah. A bit jarring, but it is what it is.
That is jarring, man. That is jarring.
Guys, regarding the
Lewis,
striker situation,
I want to ask, what do you expect from Lukaku, goals wise, Premiership, and then all comps? Because obviously he is in his prime now. We're not buying like a potential. It's not a potential signing. It's a finished article signing. So, what do you expect? How harsh are you going to be in what you expect with Lukaku? Forget the price tag, because that goes without saying when you buy strikers. Price tags are high. So forget the price tag, which I think is reasonable for what we're buying. What do you expect from Lukaku this season for Chelsea?
In terms of goals.
Premier League goals,
we know he's going to give assists. I mean, it's hard to do assists, but you can
let's
do
just
assists
do
if you
goals.
want. But let's do goals. Like, what do you expect him to score in the Premiership and say, in all other competitions in Europe? Where do you think do you think he's going to be Kane level? Do you think he's going to reach Kane level?
And 30 all comps.
Kane level, maybe depending on his motivation, but I won't demand that of him. I would want to see a minimum 17. Minimum.
Wait,
minimum.
But I'd want to see him get around the 20 to 25 mark.
Tammy scored 15 in his first season.
Yeah, I
and
would
that's
say
the first half, and then the second half he was actually quite poor, and he still managed
First
to score
half,
15.
it was since November. He got like 7 goals in 3 games, and then just dipped.
I think 20 should be the bare minimum. Just thinking on
Premiership, yeah.
Yeah, for Premiership, because
Yeah.
looking at the transfer fee and everything, 20 should be the bare minimum. And the way he was carrying in the previous seasons, so yeah, 20
You know when our strikers have scored 20 goals, we've won the title.
Yeah.
So I think if Lukaku could, obviously he's got his targets. He wants to score as many as he can, but it doesn't always work like that. But I think with the amount of chances we create as a team and as a unit, I think Lukaku should get. I mean, what did Kane get last year? Just in the
24?
Premiership?
24?
Was that in the Prem 24?
Yeah, it's 24.
So,
Yeah.
so I think that's reasonable for Lukaku. I think Lukaku can get 24 goals.
Yeah.
I think he can get 25 goals or 26. I
Yeah.
think it depends how we play as a team and injuries and all that, you know. But I want him, more importantly than the goals, I want him to score. I want him to score the clutch goals, the goals in big games where it's 0-0 against a United or a Liverpool, and you're struggling to, you know, both teams are not creating that much, and it's going to come to one opportunity. And if it does come to Lukaku, as we've seen with Vernon, it doesn't come. When it comes to Mount, he does take chances, but you can't rely on Mount again. We're going to have Mount, but now we've got Lukaku. I'd rather than stat pad 3-4 goals against the Palace, let's say. Like that's great, but I want him to score big goals in big moments, because that's what the type of striker we've signed, like he did against AC Milan and Rome and all that.
In terms of goals, yeah, because like, you know, he has to actually be on pens to actually get 25, and I'm not sure he takes off Jorginho. Like Salah, Kane,
I can't lie. I'd like to see Jorginho give it to Lukaku for the stat.
I do as well.
Yeah.
But obviously Lukaku has to start scoring them. If he misses the first few, it goes straight back to Jorginho. But I would like to see Lukaku take over pens.
I don't think Tuchel will give the responsibility to Lukaku now. He will stick with Jorginho.
No, I don't think so. I think they'll settle in training ground. That's you know, Mount wasn't like considered a penalty taker until Tuchel came, and
he is a penalty. He can take penalties.
Now Mount is
Tuchel stays what he trusts.
Someone wrote in the comments, that Lukaku was the worst big game player, striker for United. But what you got to understand is he was playing a very poor side. He was being played out of position.
He was playing right wing,
and on top of that, the player he is now, right now, is a whole different player. He has learned a lot about his game from Conte, and he's developed that, and his hold up and everything. That's why I say to you, don't rule out Haaland next year, because Lukaku, for me, he's more dangerous when he plays with another striker or a half striker than he is as a lone striker. I think
that's where Werner and Havertz come in rather than a Haaland.
Potentially. Obviously, well, it's going to have to be this season, but I'm saying don't write off next year. You know what I'm saying? But look, Lukaku, I think once he gets his first goal, I see him as like a father figure up front. You know, we need that kind of like.
He's going to be a leader. He's
that leader, kind of like give it all the big ones. You know what I mean? Like,
I can see a great combination between Rudiger and Zuma and Lukaku. All these people, they're gonna lead.
We got a WWE squad with James, Zuma, Rudiger, Lukaku,
and I think Lukaku will score most of his goals against the low block teams. I mean, the teams which defend very low block, like Crystal Palace,
like
Burnley.
Drogba. He would have his back to goal, turn, smash. Goal. Do you know what I mean? I think we lack that. We lack that. You know, when you get
bullish striker, bullish.
Bullish, but also it's in the right positions where you hold the ball.
Yes.
Our players hold the ball really well, but then they don't have that instinct or that belief to just have a crack. Mm-hmm. And I think with Lukaku, if he's got half a yard, he knows where the goal is. He'll just shoot and make something happen. If he doesn't score, he makes the goal, he's saved. There'll be a Pulisic or a Mount or a Havertz to get the rebound. And I think that'll be the difference against low blocks, because as you know, in the Premiership, anything can happen. When you make things happen, you have a shot. You make things happen. And in our side last season, we didn't do that enough.
Yeah, and we dropped so many points because of that in the last season
Correct.
against Arsenal and other teams. So yeah,
Bulls.
he's gonna make at least like a difference of 12 to 15 points, Lukaku, in this season. That's what I believe. Um, yeah, 12 to 15 points of
In terms of
difference.
goal contributions, that's what I'm looking for over 30 in the season.
Over
All
30
counts,
goal
all
in all
counts.
contributions.
competitions.
Really?
Yeah, goal
That
contribution.
what you
No,
all
you
com-
think?
because at
Do you
all
Inter
think
he
he'll
got
be
about
more?
40. At
Do you
Inter
think
about he got about
Lukaku's
40.
more? Do you think Lukaku's going to be more prolific in that sense then?
Yeah, because he can get assists too. He's an all-round complete striker now. He ain't the same guy that left the Premier League.
Yeah, I know.
Capable of making goals, capable of scoring goals as well. Great with his feet, great with his head as well. Headed goal scoring Premier League history.
Who,
Like
but who do you
Lukaku can
think?
do everything.
Who do you think he's going to have? It's hard to call without watching them play, but chemistry is important. So who do you think out of our players is he going to have the best chemistry with?
I think Werner.
Do you know
Havertz,
what?
Yep,
Havertz.
that's the
I think
guy.
he.
Werner and Lukaku in the two, but also if Werner no,
Scotty!
wait, not too early. Because if Werner is still horrendous with him, then that's
Yeah,
it. That's where I'm
I,
done.
I
So
think
what
he
you
can
have
I
actually.
think
Havertz then?
Werner, when he has Lukaku next to him and they both create space for each other, that could be a chaotic partnership. But Werner needs to be clinical. He
Well,
needs to be
I
clinical.
think Mount and Lukaku are going to have a field day. I think Havertz and Lukaku, personally, with Mount, I think that's going to be extremely dangerous
Our
because,
main front three. Our main
like
front three.
Havertz said, he says, when opposition find it extremely difficult to play against Mount and me because we ghost. Now, you can track Lukaku because he's your target man, but you can't track Havertz and Mount because they drift all over the place. And I think that will benefit Lukaku because he can hold it up and they'll just drift off him. And I think that's going to be more dangerous. Werner's got to step it up because he's got the pace, but we play against a lot of low blocks. So his pace doesn't benefit us like that.
I
Only on a
personally
counter.
I personally feel that Mount should play more deep, like more like center mid. The reason is like I think
In a
he can
midfield
shape up.
three. In a midfield three.
I think he has qualities to shape up like Kevin De Bruyne. He has those qualities. Making those through passes and all. So I would see him playing back a little bit like beside Jorginho or Kante. That way he'll be more efficient. That's what I think. Because he has qualities of becoming a KDB, for us. He has all those qualities.
Yeah,
So,
he
yeah.
does.
I think with
Also,
when
guys,
it's either he loves playing with him or he hates playing with him because Werner can be
That could-
very annoying.
Werner didn't do very well next to Giroud.
Say that again.
also
Werner, he didn't do very well next to Giroud. So
Yeah,
Yeah, but
exactly.
Giroud's a lot more slower and less mobile. Like I'm with you where I thought Giroud and Werner would be an
Giroud's
amazing partner.
he's different striker to Lukaku.
I wanted
Completely.
to give
Even
the
with that,
example
like
of
we never played Giroud and what's his name,
Werner
Werner in a
together.
two.
Werner.
We played him in a three. We never played him in a two. So I'm still
No,
not too sure
guys,
about that one anyway. But it's gone now.
hear me out. At Leipzig, Werner played with Poulsen or Schick, and they both Poulsen and Schick, although they were the type of strikers like Lukaku, but they were pretty quick as well. So rather than a Giroud with in Leipzig with particularly Poulsen, with the Werner had a fantastic partnership, and I can see the same happening with Lukaku at that.
But I think teams are going to play more passive against us now, and that doesn't actually help Werner.
Passive in what sense?
Like more
Low
like
blocks.
defensive, like casual, and
No,
because
but in
Werner
that
only
that
strives when there's like
situations,
space in behind.
if we are winning, then we put on Werner as a counter-attacking option. If we are losing, then we put on Werner as another attacking option. So both ways we can put Werner after the 68 minutes. And of course, for the cup games, Champions League, and because Champions League is sometimes more open than the Prem, because teams are of a much higher quality, so the games are more open. So particularly in the Champions League and the Club World Cup, probably Werner will get more chances, and in the Prem, players like Havertz and Mount will be played more often.
Yes,
Well,
Mo.
Mount and Havertz, they can play any competition. I think for Werner, European football does suit him more because he does have more space.
Yeah.
Premiership is tougher. Depending on who you play, like when we played Liverpool, Werner was dangerous.
And
He
in
was
fact,
very
against
dangerous.
Atletico and
Oh
Real also,
yeah.
and
So
in fact, Man City also.
when you play City and you play Liverpool and teams like that like to have a lot of the ball and
And
press
high
you
lines.
and high lines, that's where Werner's dangerous. But when you play against Burnleys and
West Ham.
West Hams and teams that sit back, I think Werner can still play, but I think maybe now,
He won't
just
be
maybe
effective. He won't be
with a
effective.
Lukaku in there, it might actually benefit him because Lukaku's got pace, he's got strength, and he can play a ball. So I think Giroud's got two of those, but he ain't got pace. He's not really that he's not very mobile, whereas Lukaku is, and he's a different animal altogether. So that might benefit a Werner. But like I said, Europe, and teams that like to attack, or any teams that like to attack, Werner will enjoy playing against those teams and will get the best out of him. Like we saw in Champions League final, it was his run that allowed Mount to play the ball to Havertz because Werner took out their defender, spread them out to the wide because they were worried about his pace and getting in behind them. So because they were so concentrated on that and that run, which is a clever run, it allowed space to open up for Havertz, and they got caught out.
Even the goals against Atletico and Real, we saw that Werner made the runs that made the space for others to score.
Wait, who got the assist for CS? Was it Werner?
Werner.
I
So
think
in the
Yesterday
it
was
was it was
Havertz
Havertz.
yesterday against Atletico, it was Werner.
Yeah, I think it was Werner.
What's up,
Also,
guys? I
guys,
didn't want to.
regarding
Yes,
the
man, we're still celebrating Romelu Lukaku, man. What are
He's
you telling
back
me,
home,
bro?
man.
R9's at the bridge. Come on.
He's back home, man. I'm so happy, man. Finally, man. We needed goals. We got our guy. It's going to be a fun time at Stamford Bridge. It's going to be a fun time this season, man. I'm excited as hell.
Damn right, bro. And we've just been talking about what players would connect the best with Erling Haaland. See what this big Haaland discussion's done, man. Can't be arsed. Can't be arsed, man. Yeah, what players would work the best with Romelu Lukaku? We want to get your thoughts as well. Other than Werner, because we've just gone through Werner for like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, so the obvious one that was always going to jump to my head was Werner, but I think I think a lot of our players will actually benefit from Lukaku because Lukaku offers us a lot more versatility than people realize. He's not just a target man. He can be the guy that runs in behind. He can be someone that honestly just puts the goals away for us. What I do think he brings to our team is physicality. What I do think he brings to our team is experience, which was all much needed. The biggest thing for me is I think players like Kai Havertz, players like Ziyech, players like Mount, they're all going to benefit from having a player that they can rely up in different ways. So it's not just one particular player that will benefit. I think the team as a whole is going to benefit. I feel, and the two players that jump to me is the right wing back position are obviously Hudson-Odoi as well as Reece James. I think those two guys can do good crosses into the box. I think that's something that they can benefit with Romelu Lukaku. It's a better aim than, let's be honest, having a Werner in there. And to be honest, as a whole, the team is going to be able to have a leader in there that is not only just willing to supply with goals, but physically, our team can physically be up in games, man. And I'm just happy to have that part. The only part that I'm a bit worried about, and being as objective as I can be, is that when it comes to pressing, Lukaku can be effective, but he obviously, in terms of legs, in terms of stamina, how long can he maintain that type of stuff for? That's the part where I'm really interested to see if that part of the game is going to be suitable to us as much as I want it to be. But I haven't seen it in action yet for me to be like he's either good at it or he's bad at it. I just want to see what it's actually like for us. So overall, great signing. I can't wait for the season, man.
Mo, you might have to rely on Havertz and Mount doing that work for him in that sense. Like
he plays in Belgium setup, so I don't think that's an issue with Hazard and De Bruyne or maybe
So,
Mertens.
Yeah,
The
do
reason
you
why
watch
the reason
Belgium?
why I say, for example, with the pressing side of things, when you look at Havertz, Werner, and who's the other person,
Mount,
and
Mount,
Mason
Mount,
Mount.
Mount.
When I think about those three, all three of them were doing those different pressing moments. I even think Ziyech is someone that, for some reason, people just convince themselves this guy doesn't work hard and doesn't do pressing. But I'm like, you clearly did not watch him at Ajax, because when he was at Ajax, that's one of the things that he was really, really good at. The fact of the matter is, what it comes down to for me is just the combination of plays. Sometimes when you have even one player like Lukaku not pressing in the same efficient manner, it can have an effect on how effective the whole press as a whole can be from the team. So that's where my worry is. It's not that I don't think Mason Mount and Havertz can't do that job for them. It's how will that affect in terms of how the team does it effectively together. Because at the end of the day, there will be games where every man is needing to do a job, and you can't have somebody that doesn't do their job as efficiently as you want it to be.
Yeah, you think you said it perfectly for all of us. George is saying Lukaku as a starter at least gets some minutes this weekend, right? Now we still have to go through this like quarantine thing. Is he quarantined? Is he not quarantining? I think it's a load of waffle. I already said that earlier on the stream, but apparently because he isn't double vaccinated, he might need to quarantine. But I'm sure athletes have different rules that they have to abide by as opposed to just normal people.
So
maybe we'll
his
hear about it in the
Instagram,
coming days, but we should have
on
been
his
ready
Because
for some time too.
when
Go
your
on.
on his
team went
Instagram
to
though.
different countries for Champions League matches and
Mm.
they came back to the UK, they hadn't. I mean, they didn't quarantine because athletes or special teams has different rules than others.
Mm.
So I don't see any reason until and unless Monaco or France is in the red list for
Yeah,
UK.
trust me.
It's probably
Same here
because
as well.
There may be a chance that he gets unveiled at halftime or before the match against Palace,
Mm.
and that would be
it's,
crazy.
it's probably because the different bubbles and everything. Like Varane's after having to quarantine,
Yeah.
so
But
Lukaku's
also
probably have to do the same
on his
thing.
And
Instagram, he's reposted one of his lawyers' his post, and he's in the Chelsea training kit. So I'm sure he's been training. So if
no,
he's
no,
been
but the
quarantined,
training kit can also be in other places, right? Like in Monaco or a Milan, because it's easy to ship,
well, nah,
right?
I'm just
man, they would
saying.
give him they would give him the home kit. They wouldn't give him a full training kit.
Do you want me to be honest with you guys? It's weird because when you look at the pictures and stuff, correct me if I'm wrong. I did not see the typical picture with Marina in terms of like where they sit
Yeah,
at the press conference,
yeah,
etc. So that
yeah.
leads me to believe that he might have to still self isolate, but I'm not entirely. You can't even say that it's 100% fact yet. It's just so weird because even then, it's like then why would you reveal the player if he still has to do that? Because that means he can't get into contact with anyone else.
Wait, what picture are you talking about?
So
And
usually,
also they don't have masks. They
you know
don't have
where the
masks
press
either,
conference
right?
is for Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's usually where Marina would do like a contract signing, and that's
So
the
when he was
typical Chelsea
signing,
picture for when we sign players. But
yeah,
this
the
one
picture
didn't
came
have
out.
that.
That may be a hotel room picture, maybe, or a
They had
conference
like
room
a
picture.
different picture this time, did they not?
Yeah,
No, it
they
came
did.
out.
No, you're right because yeah, because usually there's that background of Chelsea and whatever.
Yeah, it's
But
the press conference area.
yeah, and the Athletic also reported that Marino went to Monaco to meet
Oh,
Lukaku's
there we go
agent.
then.
So
I think
that's why
that's
they were
what
probably
I
just
think
taking the
I
pictures.
think guys, we are
Oh,
reading too
Marina,
much.
Marina.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Listen, on that note, I've got to go, lads. Yeah, big up everyone,
Yeah,
man.
take
Big
care
up
of
Yes,
everyone.
yourself,
Up the
Johnny, mate.
Chels, up the
Up
MM
the
Hive,
fucking
up the
Chelsea.
Big Rob.
Bye,
Let's
John.
go.
let's go,
You
bro. Let's
already
go.
know, man. Artem
Guys, I
saying the
think
video Lukaku tweeted was fire. That was absolute fire, man. I've
I
been
have
posting up on the share screen as well a little bit earlier, but I haven't heard if there's audio on it. But it looks nice. It does look
There
good.
is audio. There is audio. Yeah.
I'm
guys,
gonna
I think
rewatch that one later then.
we are reading too much into this Lukaku situation because whether or not he plays tomorrow, I think we should be winning. Even if we put our B team against Palace, the main concern is if he's available to play against Arsenal or not. And I think he will play against Arsenal. So it isn't a big issue in my opinion. And I just wanted to put a question for you guys. Assuming Hudson-Odoi as it is at right wing back, so we have six options for the front three. Lukaku, Werner, Havertz, Mount, Pulisic, and Ziyech. So is six options enough for the whole season, or would you consider
Yes.
Anjurin or maybe a Batshuayi to be the seventh option? As we may need depth. Even the Club World Cup, we have to go fly to Japan, so it's like a whole different time zone and fatigue and all that stuff. And considering injuries as well. So is six enough, or you would take a Batshuayi, for instance, or an
Oh,
Anjurin?
not
No,
me.
Why does not come anywhere near the
Wait.
squad ever.
In a back three? If it's in the back
So
three,
you
then it's
guys happy
enough.
with the six options, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's Callum Hudson-Odoi as well, so that's 7.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's a lot of
And
attacking
guys,
options, which is why it's a bit sticky playing with just 3 up top. It's good for this season because we have plenty of options. Hakim Ziyech's injury has just been like a little scratch for us. It's annoying, but we can move past it because we have options. Next season, though, I'm not so sure because I think we will see at least 1 or 2 attacking players leave because they won't have enough game time.
How long
It's
is he
just a
out,
question
though?
of who's it going to be.
How long is Ziyech out?
6 to 8 weeks.
Has that been announced? Has that been actually announced?
Because what you got to know is it says last night, like, I think one of the channels, somebody said that 6 to 8 weeks roughly, because you got the injury details. I already sent you the injury detail, Lewis. It's more anterior dislocation, so at least yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll get more details tomorrow.
Yeah.
A lot of our
guys,
players need to hit the gym.
is there any update on Rudiger's contract situation, or is it?
Oh yeah, but his contract I haven't sorted out yet. So
because
We haven't
there was an
heard
article
anything,
saying,
to be honest. And
article
if
saying
we
that
don't hear anything in a few weeks, could you see him being sold?
No. Wait, is he free next year?
Yeah, he's free next year. He's got 1 year left.
Do any of them
Got
have
a few
clauses?
centre-backs on that.
Extension
Christensen's
clauses?
got a year left
he
on his
might
contract too.
wait.
I just don't see Rudiger leaving this summer.
What? 12 weeks? Wait, dislocation in 12 weeks? What?
Or who?
What's 12 weeks?
In the bottom comment, it says dislocation 12 weeks minimum.
Up to 12
Oh,
weeks.
no.
Up to 12 weeks.
I think Salah's one was worse, though. And Salah didn't stay out 12
Salah
weeks.
ended up playing the World Cup.
Salah got,
Salah
exactly. He
was
got
rushed, man.
injured in the
Salah
final.
was rushed badly. He was rushed badly.
You can
Because
probably
he was
play
the only
with.
star player for Egypt.
What was that?
Because Salah was rushed badly.
Yeah, Salah was rushed back, I would say. Yeah. At that time, because he sustained, I forgot what injury he had. It's definitely anterior as well.
Yeah, and I think Salah's one was also worse.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
what?
because Salah
Has
was
this been confirmed,
pushed.
guys?
Not yet, but the
No,
rumors said, one of the channels said, I think one of the channels said it last night. I forgot what channel was it, because there's so many videos that I watched. They said 6 to 8 weeks at least. Oh, Goonie, Troops TV, doing with Goonie. He said it like Goonie said like anterior dislocation is roughly about 6 to 8 weeks out. So
Okay. I mean, it's still rumors. We don't know until the club kind of confirms something, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's a big impact though, the way that you look at it though yesterday. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not about how big the impact is. Sometimes it's just the way your body lands or the way your body connects.
It's whatever we say happened on the inside, innit? Because at the end of the day, we can't tell. But the guy looked in physical agony, man. Like it looked bad from that perspective.
You could see it was a dislocation just off the reaction.
Yeah.
But guys, we didn't see him fall off or anything. So how can it dislocate with just a
I hope it's just like 4 weeks.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Because he didn't fall down. He didn't have a bad collision, right?
Because what you see is like because they make it slow motion on the replay, like he's running towards to try and get towards the ball, and then obviously someone bumps into him, and you can see his shoulder just go back. It could literally just be that literal bit of impact that happened, just being the wrong way. That's all it could have been. And in slow motion, also sometimes things can look a lot less severe in terms of impact.
Yeah. Also, guys, the
So
referee
just a
yesterday was
little-
horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. The ref
So
yesterday.
Fabrizio said another announcement on Kane.
Yeah, I
And
just saw it as well.
around 150 million euros, and would also include add-ons if necessary to convince Spurs.
Spurs would be
Tottenham,
stupid if they don't sell.
Tottenham still hope to keep Kane, but Man City are not giving up. Bid will be ready.
I think Man City sign him, guys.
Yeah.
I think they sign him.
Really?
gonna
I
happen.
don't think it happens this late in the window.
I think it
Generally
happened.
speaking, the reason why I think that it will happen is because Man City have not been rumored to go for another striker.
I think it happens because King
Guardiola has
really
been
wants
public.
to leave.
Guardiola has been public with Kane, so they won't back down.
No, I think City are just trying to play hardball because of trying to get Kane to do whatever he needed to do. It's clearly not worked. City just need to cough up the money, and if they cough up the money, Spurs is going to accept it.
Yeah,
No,
but Mo,
because
150
the
mil
longer
euros.
Yeah. Wait, is it?
the
Oh,
That
longer
euros.
is not
City
enough.
wait, the longer City
That's
wait,
what.
the
That's
price goes down.
130 mil.
Wait, but they
I mean,
said
that's
plus
true.
Adams, right?
If necessary.
So
This
that
would
means
be
that
good add-ons.
The longer City
Yeah,
waits, the
100,
price goes
150
down. The
million
price goes
euros.
down.
150 million euros to pounds is 127 million. That is not enough. That is nowhere near enough.
You're going to have
It's
to
Man
win at
City's
least
own
that.
fault.
I think
Because
that
Man
is
City
enough,
was-
but for Levy, I don't think he sells for that price.
If what they want is 150 mil, that's their valuation, right?
Mm.
And Man City go to 130 mil plus add-ons, I can't see Spurs turning it down.
Exactly.
No, but Mo, they want 150 million pounds, not euros.
Yeah, I'm saying pounds as well, bro. I'm not saying euros. I'm saying
No,
130
England to
million
England transfer
plus
won't
add-ons.
have euros. It will definitely
Because
have
at the end of the day, 130 mil is still a lot of money. 20 mil in add-ons is not. It's not like the worst case scenario for them. They're getting the chunk of the money now, so that gives them time to actually respond in the transfer market. And I'll be honest, the way they're spending money and the players that they're going for, it leads me to believe that maybe Spurs are planning without Kane at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
wait,
the feeling I get.
are they?
If
Aren't they
Lautaro
planning on
Martinez or someone
yeah.
comes in, then I would think that.
He,
I
he's
think
turning
they're
them down
planning.
when he's
Martinez
doing
is
stuff.
saying, I don't think Martinez is coming to Spurs. I'll be honest. Why would you
His,
leave a
agent,
Champions
his
League
agent,
for
his
one?
agent went public and said he won't be leaving Inter. So that's case closed.
So what Spurs
Really?
need to do
Okay,
is
good.
someone else.
Good
Don't
news.
waste their time there. But and if they want to waste their time there, they can. It's up to them. And on an unrelated note, and I just came off like Igal's YouTube channel, Lewis.
Big up,
Believe it
Igal.
or not, on Twitch, Fabrizio Romano raided his flipping channel. Do you know what that means?
Whoa.
Raided
Well,
whose channel?
Raided Igal's channel on Twitch. My guy had 4K viewers at one point.
Wait, Fabrizio Romano was on Igal's stream.
Literally, so Fabrizio Romano was doing his Twitch, right? And as he was doing his Twitch and wrapping up, what Twitch people tend to do is like basically they'll say to their viewers, "Oh, we're going to raid this person." All the viewers will then just jump over to that person. He picked Igal's channel, bro, randomly.
No way.
Bro, I am not even playing. Literally, we had bare viewers all at once. Like it just came out of nowhere, just as we were ending the stream.
That's mad. Nah,
Bro.
did he keep it going?
We kept him going for like another 10-15 minutes, but it was just mad. We were confused at first because I didn't realize he was live on Twitch, innit? So
Imagine that you go from like 400 to 4,000. You're saying that?
Bro, it was mad. It was
The only
mad.
time I've seen that happen was when we went 3-0 down to City on the watch along. That wasn't really and that was just Gooners raiding our fucking thing. But here's what it is. Anyone got any other thoughts before we wrap up the stream?
Imagine Lukaku scoring against Arsenal.
Germans, what we need. He won us the champions.
I can't lie, that chant still needs to grow on me a little bit, but maybe once I hear it in an away end, I might fuck with it.
That's what I was going to say. So,
It still needs to grow on you too, doesn't it?
yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah. Any chance of Lukaku playing on Saturday?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think
Nah.
Ben Chilwell will be the highest assistant defender this year.
In what? The whole team?
Ben Chilwell. Ooh, okay.
Wait, the whole team?
Still our highest assisting defender, you know.
The defender in the league. I think it'll assist more than Trent and Robertson. Them whipping in them crosses to Lukaku's big mallet. We are going to score so many goals.
I don't
He's going to
think
get
so.
some.
I don't think Chilwell gets most assists.
I really do think so.
I think it would be Luke Shaw.
Because we don't really rely on our wingers to left backs and full backs to create as much as Liverpool do. Like that's their system.
we whip in a lot of low crosses, and Marina just. I think if we had Compton Striker last year, Ben Chilwell.
And I think it's going to be rotated as well.
I'll be honest, the thing with our fullbacks tends to be that when they do these crosses and do these overlaps and stuff, I just don't think they tend to put the ball in a dangerous area. And I don't think our players tend to be in those areas themselves. Yesterday, for example, was a good example where Havertz, for the first time, goes up to where he does and puts the ball into exactly the
that was good to see.
This is what I mean. Like, I love the fact that players can do these runs and all of that stuff, but to me, it's the intelligence that you have of where to place that ball, and if the strikers or the inside forwards or whatever, if they make the right runs. Once you get that combo right, then we can talk about who's going to get goals and assists and all of this stuff. It's why even this year, I'm not saying we're favorites. Like, I'm not going to say we're favorites, but we can definitely compete. We have the squad to compete. But what it comes down to,
favorites, bro.
No,
I think Lukaku is definitely the profile we need for that. I think Ben Chilwell is going to do very well with him in the box.
I hope you're right, by the way.
I
hope you're right. I'm just very. I need to see it before I start believing the hype in it.
Guys,
Watching Lukaku
for all of you.
Sorry
to interrupt. Just the last question about the UCL group stage draw. We will be in pot 1, and pot 2 has 2 English sides, Liverpool and United. So we have 6 options left, and I'll be naming them. They will be Sevilla,
PSG.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Paris, and Dortmund. So in these 6 options, which one would you like to have?
PSG.
I actually want to play PSG.
PSG.
Honestly.
Neymar, Messi, and
down for
Mbappe
that.
are all going in the AC penitentiary in the same.
Do it, bro. I'm down.
All of you, it will be, because it would be really funny to play Barcelona and absolutely demolish them at the new camps.
That would be lovely as well.
That would be nice, but I want
to. But let's not sit there and just think Barcelona are going to be pushovers like that, because that's how we go there and we get pammed ourselves.
Bro,
I still got
this
Griezmann.
I feel like if you don't have a good defense, we're the worst team to play. Because we're probably the worst team to play if you don't have a good
aging
defense.
PK and
because we gotta be clinical. With Lukaku now, I agree, but I'm thinking of the same old Chelsea, and the same old Chelsea is like if you have a bad defense, it's fine. We only score 1 chance in 15, so it's cool.
Like take that Real Madrid game. They had a bad defense, and we could have scored like 7, but obviously now we have Lukaku.
I still would prefer Barcelona because of the personal ambition, right? Go and demolish them. And then people will realize that
PSG bullied the so-called best team in the world, the super team, and then batter them, and we're good.
Imagine Tuchel getting over them once again.
What about playing Dortmund?
I'd have that.
Dortmund, Haaland versus Lukaku in front of the eyes. I would love to see that.
I won't have.
Especially if Lukaku if Haaland just gets bullied by AC and Rudiger all game.
I'd be pissed if Haaland puts on a show against us.
Yeah, but I also think it'd be very unlikely because we play a really tight defensive system, and he won't like that.
Yeah, we're rigid enough to close them down.
I think he didn't have a single shot against City.
Did you guys speak about Koundé? Like, in terms of, like, do we expect this deal to be completed next now?
Yeah,
we just said he's next.
Cool.
Goldberg saying he's
not
next.
sure about the DM, but Koundé is definitely coming for me.
Yeah, I think we do need him. I think he'll be a very good fit for us.
Because Aspi and Silva, Aspi is aging, and Silva is definitely going next season. So we would be needing someone in the right centre back, because center back will be Christensen, left will be Rudiger. So right, naturally a space opens up for Koundé. So that's why he definitely has to come.
For me also, Chalobah, he's really pushed into my thoughts, man. I did not expect this from him.
He's so good.
He's so much better and more assured than I thought, man. The guy, to me, at the very least, we might need to consider to keep him at least for.
Because if Zuma leaves, I think a spot opens up, because Emerson is definitely leaving for me. So he stays already as a DM, backup DM. If we don't get a DM, a Kamara or a Rice, and I think Rice we won't get. So if we don't keep Ampadu, then definitely Chalobah has a shout.
He's over Ampadu at this point for me, though. In
If we
terms
go-
of thing in the 6.
I think the game against Palace will be crucial. If he gets in a good performance against Palace, I think Tuchel keeps him, regardless of a loan decision that may be taken before the Super Cup game. Tuchel maybe keeps him as a backup DM because many a time we would need to shut shop, and he has the exact profile of a DM that we need, right? A long, tall, imposing DM, and he has played DM many times before in his career. And already he has 3 loan spells before, so he has gone to 3 different clubs and has a season over, 2 in the Championship and 1 in League One. And maybe Tuchel knows him from Lorient because he was half a season at PSG. So of course, every manager scouts basically every player in the league, whoever plays. So maybe Tuchel gives him a squad role this season as compared to, and maybe then gets a DM maybe next season rather than this one because Kunde won't be coming cheap and Zuma doesn't want to go to Sevilla. So 55-60 million euros plus Lukaku is around 115. So it's like 180-190 million euros. So I don't see Chelsea spending more than that. Even if we have the money, still I think maybe funds would be saved for Rice to for next season. That's why.
I really want Broja to really like make a statement at is it Southampton? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then we might not even need all this Haaland talk.
I
Because
think
he's
he will
just
do well
how old is
because
he?
Hasenhüttl is an attacking manager, so he will get
He's not that much
plenty of
older than
chances.
younger than Haaland.
Oh.
Yeah, only maybe 1.5 to 2 years younger than Haaland.
But people need to let this Haaland chat go, though. To be honest, it's over.
Yeah,
Really and truly.
it doesn't seem realistic.
No, not at all.
It's not over.
Where do you
until
think
it's over.
he's going?
What did you say?
Is this the Johnny video you
Yeah.
guys want?
Let's talk about movies.
Let's stream the Johnny video just to, and then we'll probably wrap up the stream. I can't put music on, but if Johnny actually makes these, then fair play. I always thought he got somebody to edit these.
That's what I would have assumed as well.
Well, is there any match footage? Or is it just him beefing Zlatan the whole time? No, it is just the whole Zlatan beef.
Ah, shit. Lukaku's 11.5 on FPL.
Is he?
11.5.
Oh no way!
Bastards, man. I was about
Oh
to-
my god.
Of course they did
Great
that.
one. I'm
No,
gonna
I'm
have
still-
to make.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
still
have
have
to-
it though.
players are getting booted out because Romelu's coming through the
I
door.
just got him now. In my team.
That's so bad though.
I'm getting him off the stream.
11.5. Wow.
That's mad. Right. But I'm going to end the stream anyway because I've been just filming all fucking day. I need to have some food. Big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. We will be back tomorrow for Shameless FC. Same time as usual. Friday, 6 p.m. So check it out. Smash the like and subscribe button. And yeah, guys, we are out. Big Rom is a blue, man. I hope you guys are excited for the coming
Cheers.
season. Big up yourself. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let's go.